Oh yeah, what's going on, everybody out there? Welcome back to the Sin Bin Podcast, Episode 3. I am your host, Moodz. Yeah. And of course, I have all my sinners up in the house with me tonight. We got the Mexican, also known as JP, Mr. Saucedo, also known as Tyler. And we've got Tony, the Shiner Hartman. And we got the special guest, Dan, the AI porn man. What's going on, my sinners? Yeah. So we're not officially sure if Dan's a real person or an AI right now. As you can see, Peter North got a hold of his camera. He left him a present, so we actually can't see him at the moment. And if we know anything about Peter North, he's got really big loads. Hence why we can't see Dan. So
it really does look like freaking somebody just splooged on your camera.
That's how I get into the mode of reviewing these films, you know.
I'm suspicious like that's not the actual thing. Like
yeah, we never know, man. Never know.
I'm still waiting for a spooky face to appear.
It's like one of those cheap YouTube videos where it's like it gets you to keep looking at the screen and all of a sudden it's like yeah. It actually shoots you in the face.
And we all shit.
Fucking yeah, man. 3D internet. Gross.
What?
For those of you who do not know, Dan, he's a homie.
Why is my blood pressure so high?
Cameraman.
My sodium intake is so high these days.
I think he's Dan the porno man tonight.
Say hi, Dan.
Apparently so. Hey, everybody. It's a pleasure being here. Happy to be here, talk about some interesting films. And just happy to be here. Sorry I'm not on camera, but, perhaps next time.
It's actually kind of a shame, but in a sense, it might be a good thing, too, because if you're showing off porn cases, usually on porn cases, there's a lot of big dongs and stuff on there. So we might.
Is there nudity on the front of the case?
There is not. They're all fully dressed, and it's a shame that my camera's not working because, not to give, I'll jump into it when I talk about the film, but this is a really, really solid packaging release overall. Nice hard case, a booklet, just
hard
a wonderful
hard
super hard figures, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
If it was a soft case, I'd be like, why
is it a rock hard case?
It's a rock hard case, if you hit it hard enough.
It's a German hard box.
But it's a shame. It's a quality packaging release, but you'll have to take my word for it or pick it up for yourself.
Right. All right, man. So episode 3, Sin Bin. So we have the feature review tonight is Phase 4. Have you guys actually seen this film before?
I have.
Yeah, I got the original olive blue when that came out.
Oh, I didn't know this was an olive title.
Yeah, I got this. Yeah. I saw this on TV when I was a kid.
Ooh,
I know it also. I want to say that it was on Mystery Science Theater 3000, but I don't know if you guys grew up watching Mystery Science Theater 3000, but I hated it. But I wanted to watch the movies. I didn't get it. I was like, can they stop talking?
I didn't get it.
I was also confused for the longest time.
I always thought that Mystery Science 3000, they were more or less. It's kind of like riff tracks where they're making fun of really bad movies.
It literally is that.
It is.
They're the ones who made riff tracks.
Well, of course, but no. The point I'm trying to make is Phase 4 doesn't really seem to fit the criteria of so bad we need to make fun of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It seems like an off title.
There's a lot of actual good movies that they covered too, like Squirm.
Right.
The first ever Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode I saw was Squirm.
Weird,
which I don't think is a bad movie.
No,
hell no, it's not a bad movie.
Jeff Lieberman, man, good shit.
Yeah, but
Sweet,
I think it was on there once when I seen it too.
I get what you mean though. There's not that many exciting moments in Phase 4 for them to just jump on. It had to been the most boring episode ever.
Yeah,
right.
Well, the thing with them is they just they talk they mock what the characters are not saying. They'll just be like, "Oh, look, there's a thing on the floor" or something. You know? What I mean?
Yeah, they're probably speaking for ants too.
That
actually, I guess, right?
That'd be pretty funny.
It's pretty much all you could do in that film. There's only, I guess there's 3 main characters, right? With the girl, which is But anyways,
what
we'll
did
get
you
into
guys
first 10 minutes of dialogue.
What did you guys think of the titles that they announced for Halfway to Black Friday?
Very excited.
Yeah, the Abel Ferrara movie. I forgot what it's called, but I bought it.
Dangerous Games.
Cool.
Oh, the Dangerous Game,
yeah. I like him. He's always kind of makes an interesting, usually dark type of movie, and even I always check out his movie, so I was pretty happy for that to come out. I didn't even know about that movie
for
either.
Homegrown Horror.
I-
Homegrown Horrors
Homegrown
3,
Horrors.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, Homegrown Horrors, man, is cool, man. Two of them are upgrades for myself, and then the third one I hadn't seen, so that's pretty cool. But I had this weird hunch that they were going to release China O'Brien 1 and 2, and they fucking did. It's like I called it in my mind without telling
I think a
anybody,
lot
so-
of people were saying that for some
Yeah,
reason.
I like, because they've been on the Cynthia Rothrock train, and I'm like, well, let's get the China O'Brien films. Fucking here it is. I'm super stoked, man.
Yeah,
So I was pretty excited for that. What was
I know
in the
Tony's
Homegrown-
looking forward to Navy SEALs. He's saying some good things about that film.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just a badass like dudes rock action movie from the 80s.
It's like
That's
a dad.
all
dad
it
movie.
is.
Yeah. Man, I haven't seen it probably since the 90s, so it's forever. So it'll be an interesting rewatch. But yeah, the Deadly or the Homegrown box set has Revenge, which I'm really interested to see what that's going to look like on Blu-ray.
It's
do you
gonna
guys
look
ever-
insane.
Dude, like that's so crazy, right? Like Revenge on Blu-ray, it's fucking nuts. And then
I don't
Haunted
even know
Ween.
what that is.
Haunted
I've
Ween.
I think I might have seen Haunted Wayne
I
before.
did that once. Like I think
Do you
it was on
guys
day 31 on one of my
review that
DVDs.
on 22 shots for the Halloween episode?
I guess I did see it. before.
You guys
No,
did watch it.
We did it on there. I did it for like a day 31 on one of my 31 days also. I actually have a signed copy from the director on DVD.
Ah,
But
sick.
Deadly Love was the one I'd never seen. At least I don't think I have. I'd have to check it. It sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
from the same
think
guy that
many
did
people
Moonstalker,
have.
right? Moonstalker,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Same
which
dude.
is okay. I don't mind Moonstalker. A lot of people hate it. I think it's okay. But
That
Dude,
movie
it's-
fucking rocks.
It's so weird, like that we've done so much stuff on 22 shots. Like I can't even remember like the Halloween episodes.
dude, honestly, like I don't know how people remember that shit because I can't remember any of the trivia from 22 shots. Like if we did a 22 shots trivia, I would fail miserably. I'd be the worst at it.
Yeah, you would be really bad.
I forget everything. Like sometimes I go on our website and I look to see. I'm like, did we ever? Oh fuck, we did. It got reviewed on
Yeah.
multiple shows. What the fuck?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like I'm so bad with like because we like honestly, I would be scared to count how many different films we've talked about on that podcast.
Well, we've
I was-
definitely slowed down over the years because we don't do like the
We don't do
individual numbers
dubs.
anymore. Yeah. So
Or like giant franchises.
we haven't done a giant franchise.
We got one
in a
coming
while.
up though. We actually have one coming up soon. It's
Not
a small one.
giant franchise.
No,
but
it's a small one.
franchise.
I mean, we do 3 film shows all the time. This one's only got 4 films.
Right.
So whatever it is,
I do want to do like a bigger franchise like when we return. Because we pretty much have all of the rest of the year planned out for shows right
yeah,
now.
we do. We
Yeah.
do. I mean, we could probably sneak in a couple summer shows possibly this year, just depending on what happens with the kid. So but
I'm
I mean
still
show,
down to do my Kaijun idea.
right. But this show will be easy to do because we record on Thursday, so I'll be around for
Yeah.
these. So this should just keep it going.
And
through the
it's
summer,
once
so-
a month.
Yeah, it's once
Yeah.
a month. I mean, we could.
This is
figure
our
it out.
February show.
Yeah. So I mean, overall with the new announcements, I was pretty happy with them. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I saw people were complaining as usual and even
Dude,
laughing
what
at the
is up?
homegrown horse.
Okay.
Why are
listen.
people laughing at that box set? Why are people
Well,
laughing at the box set?
Dave Z is like, come on. Dave Z is.
Dude, those
is-
guys are getting so jaded. It's ridiculous. Like they thought. it
No,
was
they've
funny.
always been jaded.
Oh my god! I'm like homegrown horse. Like to us is like that. We're hitting gold mines
Bring it
here.
on.
Man. It's
Yeah.
fucking gold.
It's
mines.
literally like a pinata being dangled over our heads, just like dropping candy. Like
When
I
I saw
live
Revenge
for
was
this
in it,
shit.
I was like jumping for shit. I was like, holy fuck! Revenge is going to be like on a Blu-ray disc. I love that movie.
Right. And Haunted Ween, like Haunted Ween is like a literal favorite like Halloween movie of mine.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun. Yeah.
Well, I'm
all for 'em.
I'm in a few like Vinegar Syndrome Facebook groups, and like just seeing people like annoyed at like Vinegar Syndrome or announcements and stuff. I'm like, they're like, man, Vinegar Syndrome's like really falling off and stuff. I'm like, dude, it feels exactly the same. Like
Yeah,
the
I
only
don't
thing
see any
now is
difference.
they're still doing the same stuff, but just more. Now they're adding in like fucking those like more mainstream films too, but it's not like they stopped doing like the cult stuff. You
But
know
at
what I
least they're
mean?
doing films that haven't that don't have a ton of releases and stuff. Like Navy SEALs is known, but I mean it doesn't have like a wad of releases, and this is like a re-release.
Like, dude,
of a
this
re-release and
movie
shit.
right here, like this is such an oddity. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like you're telling me that this is like something that that Vinegar Syndrome hasn't been doing like the whole time, like stuff like Blood Harvest and shit like that. Just these weird like oddities. They're still doing those. It's just I don't understand.
As well,
Scream Factory is the company that's shitting. They're releasing nothing but garbage right now. Like that company's gone to hell, man.
That's what it's so sad because that's what got me into collecting. And like they're so bad now.
They're so fucking they're so fucked in the head right now that I was actually on the webpage last night. I was just seeing like what was coming. I'm just always curious. And I noticed that they have Venomous as a fucking site exclusive. I'm like, why? That
$30, man.
It's like limited.
But have you seen some of the exclusive websites? Because they used to have like the odd one here and there, and it was like kind of a special title. Now they're just doing whatever.
Yeah.
So these things are, and I've noticed that a lot of the newer exclusives aren't even selling out because it became a thing at first, and people were like, oh, I need to get those exclusives before they sell it, blah blah blah. But now they're releasing so many of them, they're not selling. You know, if you release Venomous as a regular title, it would probably sell a lot more. It would. I'm not going to the website and paying the $35 shipping and $42 for the Blu-ray and $100. Fuck you.
Well, I think Scream Factory sales have like plummeted since.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like the other companies have. Scream Factory used to be like the top dog in terms of sales, right? Like they were selling insane numbers. Because also they would capture mainstream people too, like casual collectors. But now there's so many other alternatives. Like if you go back to when Scream Factory first came out, right? Who was out there? I mean, you had like Blue Underground a little bit.
Arrow.
They were still putting some stuff out.
Arrow
wasn't even in the US yet.
Yeah,
no, you only had hardcore collectors doing Arrow over importing, and then you had the odd Synapse release. Anchor Bay was dead. So Scream Factory literally was like,
well, you had Mondo Macabro, Synapse, like you had Blue Underground, like those were the big ones in those days. Like there was all of us,
but they were putting out a lot of output.
Yeah.
Like,
Shriek Show was still there. Like Shriek Show was
the
Shriek Show, Code Red, Score. Like those companies were doing.
Shriek Show was a little before Scream Factory.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying they were still doing about the time when Scream Factory came out.
The thing that
was the best we had at the time.
Yeah.
The thing that stood out about Scream Factory for me is like it was kind of like after it was only like maybe like 2 years I'd really like dove into horror by the time like I found Scream Factory, and they had like so many good like level 1 horror movies like out on these like collector's editions, and nobody else was, and it just like ripped me in like crazy.
Yeah. Well, they started off really solid, but like I remember like one of their first like 20 releases was like Wes Craven's Deadly Blessing, which was like such a hard movie to see back then because it hadn't had a release since like the VHS days. And like they were doing cool shit like that. I mean, they pretty much released most of Carpenter's filmography, Craven's, a lot of Hooper stuff. Like, so in terms of like just finally getting collector's editions for like important established films was cool. And then you would get like the odd, oddity as well from time to time, but then they just like fell off completely and just release a lot of re-releases and stuff that's pretty common. So I don't know. I mean, I haven't even bought a Scream Factory since like the Halloween releases, the 4Ks, which were also re-releases.
They've only
the strange thing about that whole thing. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, go ahead.
What I was going to say is that I feel like there was like a lot of build up of a lot of criticism over the years, but I think we're really kind of eventually tipped the iceberg in terms of the general kind of consensus was the site exclusives were pretty universal. People were like, these are bare bones releases. You're charging these ridiculous prices. In some cases, like the ninth coin configuration, you're not even checking the spine. It's like the fact that everybody was kind of universally against these prices, and they kept doing it. And that actual thing is that I was telling I've told Todd, but I don't know, is that I felt like I got sold Magic Beans because they released Cockfighter, which is one of my favorite films. It's just a wonderful film. And there's like a Japanese Blu-ray. I'm like, I don't have the Japanese Blu-ray. Let me buy it. I bought it. It's a featureless Blu-ray, and it looks like the Japanese Blu-ray. And I spent $35 on it, and I'm like, oh, I just got sold Magic Beans, so I can say, hey, I got Cockfighter on Blu-ray. It's like, all right, well, I could have just bought the DVD for $7.
Well, that, and if you're all region, like a lot of these like site exclusives are starting to come out like in the UK if you want to wait.
I think that fucking pisses me off, man. Like, when Shout Factory did their Corman line, it was on the Shout line, and they had that awesome DVD Roger Corman line, and Shout Factory, Scream Factory, type thing. And then a lot of these exclusive that have been coming in the last couple of years have been like the Roger Corman films, like upgraded to Blu-ray and shit. I'm like, well, why the fuck are these exclusive now? I mean, you released them all before wide range, and now they're all exclusive to the website, so nobody can fucking have them except for 1,200
because
people.
They're gonna make the biggest return on it because they already own the title, so they didn't have to license it, and then they sell it for $30 a pop, and they sell 1,000 of them.
Yeah, but none of them are even. They would sell more if they would release them wide, though.
Maybe.
Yeah, put that shit out for $13 a pop.
They would.
They'll
They would
be
sell
like
way
No,
more.
they would.
flying off the
Yeah,
shelf.
they would.
People
sell
are more
for
hesitant,
sure.
and actually, it's become like I
Now
was even talking to
see
Simon.
back then though. I think that they probably they sold out really fast, so maybe they would. I don't know.
It's
now,
a problem too.
I don't think that people are buying them.
It's a problem too for international buyers and stuff. Like I was talking to Simon a little while ago, Explosive Action, and down in Australia, and like he basically, him and a bunch of buddies get together in America, and if they want to pick up some of the exclusive stuff, they pool everything together, right? Because they don't ship to Australia, so they pool everything and then they ship it to him. So they got to work out all these deals and stuff. But like, collecting shit, and you got to like go through other people to get your shit and blah 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 and pay all these astronomical prices and stuff. It's just becoming a real pain in the ass for these films that really should be released widely. There's nothing overly special about these fucking things. It's becoming a real pain.
Venomous is like a 6.5.
Like I had the DVD. I'm just gonna be pray like, hey guys, why pay 40? Why pay $40 for the Blu-ray when you can pay 38 cents for the DVD and still probably get the same enjoyment? It's venomous.
Yeah, DVD.
Fucking
rocks.
think about this.
Now,
people.
if it was rattled,
go DVD.
Yeah, like
hell yeah, Tony.
I felt so abused, like buying the ninth configuration, only for it to like come in with.
I have the UK Blu-ray and it looks fine.
Yeah,
when I saw that exclusive, I was like, "Fuck you!" I'm like, "Fuck you!" I'm not buying. Yeah. I already have a Blu-ray that looks fine.
I bought that, and then they were like, "Oh, well, if you like email us here and then send us back like the old spine, we'll send you a new one." I'm like,
what was wrong with the spine? They spelt it wrong.
They spelt it wrong. It's the knife coin configuration. Or is it right behind me,
dude? I'm telling you, man. We've discussed this many fucking times on 22 shots. That Scream Factory has the worst quality control of all time. Not only do they fuck up spellings, but there's times where they actually put the wrong logo on the side.
The coin configuration.
Yeah. So they've actually put like Shout Factory where it's supposed to be Scream Factory and vice versa on certain titles. Like they fuck that up. And then of course we know about all the issues they've had with audio and cuts and all. How many replacement discs?
Freaking Coffin Joe replacement disc. I forgot all about that.
I didn't even. Arrow was really good about it. If you ordered through the website, they literally emailed me and said, "Hey, it'll be here in a while," and I already got it. I didn't even talk to them.
I ordered from Amazon, so
yeah. Actually, speaking, I got 88 films. I got two replacement discs, one for House on the Edge of the Park and Hell of the Living Dead. I'm like, fuck, and I don't have proof of purchase on that one because I bought it at a HorrorCon, and all of a sudden I get this email saying, "Hey, you've got these Hell of the Living Dead discs or replacement."
Did you pay cash for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
From my buddy he actually owns a shop in Calgary. Fuck. So I don't know. I got to do the House by the Edge of the Park. I'm so sick of fucking like Scream Factory. I'm actually kind of glad that they're not releasing a bunch of stuff that I want because I got so sick of replacing discs. And at one point I'd replace, I think 17.
They've announced like literally
their quality control is literally the worst.
Yeah, they've announced like literally one thing I want like in like the last 2 years, other than like the Shaw Brothers sets.
Yeah,
it's funny how in the past couple of years we can talk about like some really strong like Vinegar Syndrome or Blue Underground Criterion Arrow releases. We're like, oh, this one, this and this one. When I think back to the past 5 years, I can think of like Alligator, Private Parts.
That was my
Private Parts is the last one I wanted to buy. Like,
yeah, every once in a while they come out of the woodworks with a good
titles.
Yeah, like last year they came out with Haunting of Julia 4K. That was pretty good.
Yeah, no,
there's that.
But it's funny because they release between Shout Factory and Scream Factory, they're releasing, fucking 15, 20 titles a month. And we can only name a handful in the last like year and a half.
There's like one
that's
like
crazy.
Worthwhile like release that's like even worth having. Like this year they came out with Funeral Home. Like to me, that's automatically going to be the best Scream Factory Blu-ray of the year.
Mine never shipped. Like I ordered from Amazon and it was out of stock the day it came out. I still don't even have a copy, man. It's crazy. So
that fucking sucks.
And that's my dad. That's my fucking dad's film.
Oh, exactly.
That's Mr. Freud. That's Mr. Freud.
I've like Shout more than Scream the last several years.
I mean, Scream Factory over the years has done good. I
like
I give all the props. They did Killer Party. Come on, they did Killer Party.
They had a good day. They had like their time. It just, like you said, they were the big fish, like you were saying earlier.
I mean,
yeah,
overall,
it seems like
their
the well
catalog is
ran
good.
dry for them, basically. Like they're not gonna wallow in the depths that Vinegar Syndrome or Severin goes through to like release shit. Like they literally
you're
only
exactly
release
right.
studio shit.
And they probably would have like never thought like collecting like Blu-rays or collecting was gonna get like that expansive.
There's there's a spot for them though. I mean, they do a little bit more. I mean, they do have their hidden gems and stuff in there, but they're a little bit more mainstream. Where you got Severin that's releasing the most ridiculous cult shit ever. It's just awesome, and then you got Vinegar Syndrome, just like even deeper than that shit. Like all these companies have their spot, you know.
It seems like Vestron has
exactly.
eaten up a bunch of titles that like would have been great Scream titles.
I wish Vestron released shit more
Vestron
often.
kind of Vestron.
for
I
sure.
feel like
We
you
haven't
think
had a
about
Vestron release in a while.
like if you think about Vestron, like you had like the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies. You had The Dentist. You had Shivers. Like you had
It's
a
all
bunch of
it's all Lionsgate titles.
I just saw a post today actually that they're going back into their catalog and releasing steel books. They're like Walmart exclusive steel books for a couple of so the Gate got a steel book from Vestron and something else, and I was like, well, whatever, I don't care. I'm not a big steelbook collector. So
I saw that Malum, the TerrorVision Blu-ray is in Walmart now.
Was that the Blu-ray or the DVD?
Really?
Because somebody was holding it and they didn't specify it was a DVD or Blu-ray, and it looked like they were holding the DVD, and I was like,
it's a
TerrorVision
Blu-ray.
releases
It's a Blu-ray.
DVDs? Because I was under the impression they didn't release DVDs. So
yeah, it's Blu-ray because
DVDs are still the
4K
best-selling format.
yeah, because people buy a lot of the mainstream
Hell
stuff
yeah.
at Walmart, right? So it inflates the numbers.
I bet in the next 5 years Walmart stops carrying DVDs.
You think so?
My
hope
Walmart
not.
has
Blu-rays,
gotten like their
4Ks.
section has gotten really skimpy, dude.
I love
Even the
buying their
dump bins
shitty
aren't even as
$10
big.
DVDs.
Best Buy stopped this year. I think from what I heard, they're gone from my home store.
Same. What a damn shame too. Like Best Buy was like one of the top dogs when I started collecting movies.
Yeah, that was like the last.
I don't even
could
have.
just,
I don't.
go
I've
in
never
one
even
day.
had a Best Buy.
My Best Buy stopped stocking media fucking 7-8 years ago, dude. No shit.
Yeah.
It was fucked.
I'd stop and check maybe like once a month, and every once in a while I get lucky and there was like a sale, and I would buy a bunch of 4Ks for like $10.
Yeah.
But
I miss when
that
it was
was like
Future Shop. Future Shop and then changed to Best Buy. Future Shop was way better. They used to carry so
that
much
was
good,
like the
better stuff.
last
Gooder
place
stuff.
I
Way
could
more gooder
just-
stuff. Good English.
It's just a bummer. Like I used to love like when I first started collecting, just like going out to stores and buying like random shit. And that was like one of the last places I could actually do that.
I know. I used to get shit from people all the time. They're like, why do you blind buy so much? And I'm like, because it's fucking fun.
Well,
Yeah,
Like watching the fucking movies. It's
well,
fun.
like that's.
Stop complaining.
I talked to Dave Z about this a lot, and to wrap it back to Vinegar Syndrome, one of the reasons I like Vinegar Syndrome obviously is because of like just the craziness they put out, the good quality. But one of the other reasons is it's the closest feeling I have to the video store era that still exists. Like for example, the movie Moodz is reviewing tonight, the Mexican Chucky film. Like if I had rented that or something, it would have been insane. You know what I mean? Like that's still captures that weird vibe where you like go into something I've never heard of that film. I don't know if you guys have or anything, but
yeah, I saw it before.
Oh, you've seen it before? Jesus.
Tony, what?
Yeah, I saw it back in like 2016.
What the
Like
Lord.
YouTube.
The Mexican Chucky film?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I love you, Tony.
Dude, YouTube's funny like that, man. They got a lot of shit on there.
Yeah, but that's why I like the blind buying aspect of Vinegar Syndrome, because it's the only way to still capture that like video store feel. And for every Mexican Chucky or Blood Harvest you get, you'll find like some crazy awesome like Demon Wind.
Yeah,
that's a really good point, JP, because like what I'm thinking about before is that when people are complaining, and people have their right to complain about anything like that, but the way I see it is that Vinegar Syndrome have been consistently releasing from their own line 4 to 5 titles a month, as well as partner label titles, as well as now Melosine titles and all this and that. And some months are going to be your thing, some months they're not. Listen, I got plenty of Vinegar Syndrome titles that I have and I watched. I'm just like, I'm never going to touch this again. But at the same time, there's also plenty of films, like off the top of my head, I can think of films like Shot or All American Murder, just these really wonderful films that I'm like, I never would have come across this other how. And yeah, okay, there's some junk, there's some like, you get some like, what the hell is this isn't good. Or like The Passing, which I think was like one of my favorite films I watched the past couple of years. And that's why it's like when you say the video store kind of feeling, I think that's a wonderful point, because that feeling of exploration of just like, you think you've seen it all, you've seen all these horror films, these science fiction films, whatever, and then you see something, you're like, I never even heard of this, and then you're like, oh my gosh, it breathes a whole new life into this film. You know what I mean?
Right.
I get so excited when I see those titles announced that I've never heard of or something. I'm like, man, fucking awesome, dude. It's all about capturing that feeling again, because let's face it, man, back in the day, most of us rented VHS tapes based on cover arts. It was blind. It was blind renting. There's no difference
exactly
here.
Yeah.
It's exactly what we're doing now. And like, I get so excited. I'm like, when they announced the Spanish Bloodbath pack with like 3, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like, where else are you gonna fucking get this shit, man? This is amazing to me. And other people are like, oh, it's fucking garbage. I'm like, shut up, man. Like, this is exactly what keeps us alive and keeps that, that mojo flowing and shit, man. Like, I love this. I love this.
For every Hobgoblins, you get a gun for Jennifer. You know what I mean?
Like, Rob with Hobgoblins. Come on, man.
Dude, Hobgoblins is like a really bad movie.
Munchies is worse.
I don't know.
Well, Munchies too.
Munchies 2 is so bad. I think there's a third one.
Do you remember? Do you guys remember like the score for Hobgoblins? How it was all like completely based on like actions on the screen. So like when they're having like their stupid like sword fight,
the shovel fight, it goes on for 20 minutes. Yeah,
it was so cool.
So fucking awesome. Dude,
you guys are right though. Like the whole like video store aspect, and the reason like people like us love Vinegar Syndrome so much is like every month they put out shit that people like us who've seen fucking everything on the planet haven't seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Spanish Bloodbath set. It's like, holy shit.
Dude,
it just never stops.
I think people can't correlate or see the contrast in, if you came from that video store era where we'd walk around physically in a store, look at the cover arts and be like, hey, I'm renting that one because that artwork's fucking amazing, to how we see films nowadays. It's the same thing, but different. Like we just wait for the monthly releases. We see the artworks and then we purchase based on that. It's the exact same process. So it's the thing that
now we're paying like 17 times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the money obviously is a lot different too, but I mean, it's kind of the same process to how we're discovering these films, right? It's just on the internet because we don't have physical stores anymore, so we have to see this and do this way. And I for me, it's still very, very exciting. It's like growing up with music and stuff, like when all the albums were released on Tuesdays, it was like, what the fuck's coming out? This is awesome, man. I can't wait for Tuesday, But now it's like we have the monthly releases through Vinegar Syndrome, and a lot of companies are doing this, man. Like I think AD is starting to do packages, like you got Mondo with packages and stuff. So they're releasing stuff every month, and it's like, hey, what's coming out? And then you have all your websites saved at the top, and you're just like clicking. Oh, wow, that's an awesome package. It's the same as walking around a video store.
I think as well.
Walking around
with the video store aspect of it as well. I think the communal aspect as well with Vinegar Syndrome above any other label currently right now is that you see the Arrow announcements or you see the Criterion announcements. I'd say 9 times out of 10, those titles aren't, I don't even want to say necessarily obscure, because it's not the right word, but I think generally people kind of know the titles like get released. What's great about Vinegar Syndrome is that when you look at their monthly releases with the partner label titles, is that Tony can be like, oh, this SOV film is finally on a Blu-ray, or Tyler can be like, oh, the Cinematograph title, I've always wanted to this one, I've heard this is good, or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, there's films they release people know about, but it's still like, oh, you've seen this film, I've never even heard of this before, this is great, or I thought I knew all about that, this subgenre of Killer Kid films or Killer Doll films, and I haven't. And I think that's what they have the advantage. And I'm not trying to like suck the dick or anything like that. I'm just saying that I think they have that advantage above any other label currently going right now.
I think it's too late for that, buddy.
It's just like,
look at your screen.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I have sploogs a lot, so
Yeah, out of all the labels, they have the widest range. They're like the 22 shots of releasing, right? Like we cover anything, they release anything.
Yeah. As well, I think a big part of it as well, which I we were talking about, I think, briefly recently in the group chat. Something that I'm very pro on is that regardless of a film's quality, the idea of films being lost to time because they're considered quote unquote lesser or they're not of the quality or whatever, that's kind of very disheartening. You know, I mean, we talk about like how many silent films are lost to time because the elements or they just didn't take care of them. I know that with a lot of the titles they put out, people go like, "Oh, this film is awful. I don't know why anybody would like it." I don't really care. I don't care if a film's a masterpiece or if it's awful. The idea of a film being lost because of X, Y, or Z is ridiculous. Like that Lost picture set they put out is wonderful. Now, granted, the films in there, I've watched a couple of them, mixed quality, but the fact those films are now not lost to time, they have great Blu-ray releases. That's wonderful, man. That's just such a great feeling that, wow, this is going to find a whole new audience. Maybe they'll hold up, maybe they won't. But the fact of the matter is that they're no longer obscurities. They're for the masses, and that's wonderful. I think I said wonderful like 5 times.
That's a huge point, is the archivist like aspect of Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, they're like a film archive, which is so awesome, because I'm with you, Tony. Like, I don't want anything lost to time. Like, I love film, and like as a student of film, you know, I'm okay. Even if there's stuff I don't like, I want it all available as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I have a small pet peeve. I'm going to ask you guys the same thing. Do you guys get annoyed when people say this movie looks better than it has any right to be? Like, anytime anybody says that, I get pissed.
I say
like,
that
who the fuck are you to say that?
Yeah, I hear that term a lot.
I think I say that sometimes.
But I like say that like in like a way to like describe like that like it's in like the restoration on it's insane. Like, I'm not even like taking shots at the movie. Well, I'm not really taking. I look at it as a way like
it's like a backhanded compliment.
No, like the way like Vinegar Syndrome like basically just pulls like movies like out of like this just like pile of like, oh, let's check the scraps that like always looks like shit, and they just like have them like, there's no way anyone ever saw what was going on in this Ant movie before. This transfer looked absolutely insane.
Especially Dave Parker said it best. He said Vinegar Syndrome is polishing turds, and they 100% are. Like, every movie they put out, they are straight like elevating by at least like 1 or 2 points.
Well, I said that too. I was like, man, they are totally polishing turds, but I have no problem with that because I like it.
I always try to like explain like Vinegar Syndrome to the people that don't know what Vinegar Syndrome is. I always go like, you know, like in Walmart back in the day, you used to see like 25 movies in this pack for like $19.99. I would be like, so imagine if a releasing company just like was buying the rights to all those like lots of movies for dirt cheap, and then just making the most pristine like 4K like collector's editions of these movies and then selling them. Like, that's what Vinegar Syndrome does.
Pretty much.
And then they look at you like you're a moron. Like, why would you
buy
do
a
that?
Fucking movie? That would be $39.99, please.
I'll take this DVD pack.
I just like their whole motto though, like, you know, going back to the whole film, you know, restoration and just like, and how they're really just trying to save film, right? I mean, those videos of their warehouse with all those films and like how everything's all temperature controlled and shit, like, this is like, I love that shit, man.
They're legit. They're like, when they do the behind the scenes
so much
stuff,
effort.
It's
so much
awesome.
effort. Yeah.
I hear there's actually a documentary on that Lost Picture show about like saving films and film restoration.
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah. Actually, Grindhouse Funhouse, he just reviewed that from that box set. So shout out to him. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description. He's a French Canadian dude. That's
I was gonna ask Dan if he saw that documentary, but I think he's on mute, and I can't tell if he's even here.
Yeah, I know you can't. You can't tell. You can't see through that load.
He's on mute. Yeah, for sure. he might have ran.
He must be pissing.
Hey, there's something. I see a few shadows happening.
Anyway.
At least he hit the mute button this time.
Well, do we want to move it along? Get into some reviews? Is that what
we probably should.
Okay, sounds good to me. Are you in a rush, JP?
No, I got no time.
I guess you don't really have to go far to get to work, right? Because you're there.
Correct. Yeah, I don't have any time constraints tonight.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Well, with that said, intro done. Let's move on to our individual reviews. Tony, he wants to start us off. What do you got for us?
Well, I decided to choose Night of the Skull off the Spanish Bloodbath pack. also known as Night of the Killers and whatever. It's directed by Mr. Jesus Franco, who I'm honestly not a huge fan of.
Whoa.
Okay, which friend are you not familiar with? Okay, so I have this conversation with a lot of people that say they're not really into Franco and stuff. Have you seen more like post 70s, like 73, 74 Franco kind of thing, like where he kind of got into like a lot of sex films and more sexploitation? Because his early stuff, like the Dr. Orloff stuff and the Von Claws and then like his really early 60s shit is like legitimate fucking good horror films. When he like Franco made some good films when he had a decent budget and it had, probably a decent script and stuff. But I think he strayed away from what he was when he started making the more sexploitation type films, which I mean, a lot of people like those. I'm not the hugest fan of them, but when he kept it horror, and this is more or less this one kind of fits into that realm where he was changing, but he had a bunch of different types of styles of films. But which ones are you more familiar with?
Just as like you said, the post 70s horror movies. Like I've seen like Oasis of the Zombies, Zombie Lake, the shitty ones.
Yeah,
but then like
horrible.
I am a fan of like Bloody Moon and Faceless.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also not a fan of erotica, so that's definitely a Franco spot I'm not even interested in.
Yeah, he's got a lot of different types of film. Like Girl from Rio was a really good Franco film. It's not necessarily a horror film, but it's more of like it's like a real film. Like it's not a sexploitation film. It's more of like a crime kind of drama thing. It's good. But like I recommend seeing like the Dr. Orloff and shit. That's really good. Like I think the 62 black and white Franco is different. It's good. Good stuff.
You know what? Like I haven't seen a ton of Franco films, but oddly enough, the ones that I have seen, I've pretty much like everything I've seen, I think.
It just depends where you're digging, man. The guy's got 200 films. You could probably watch 40 or 50 bad ones in a row and be like, this guy's the worst director in the world. But then you go on a string of like Bloody Moon and Faceless and Dr. Orloff and Rites of Frankenstein, like all these type of films. And I'm like, fuck, man, Franco's got some good shit.
Wonder if there's anybody out there that's seen them all.
Definitely. There's like a cult of Franco out there who literally like
worship him.
The funny thing about
that is, to cut you off, I apologize, but the funny thing is that before Vinegar Syndrome had their Melocene line, they were putting out the partner labels for a lot of the adult titles. There was it was the day they announced like the new titles, anything like that, and they had a couple adult titles. So they had one of the I'm blanking on my name. I do apologize. It's in the other room, but they had one that Jess Franco directed, and I casually was like, "Oh, okay, I'll add this to my cart, whatever. I'll watch it." So I grabbed it, and then within the same day, that Blu-ray sold out pretty fast, like within an hour, and then everyone on the hardcore fans were like, "Oh, what the fuck," this and that. And I'm just thinking like, I didn't even think twice about this, and I remember telling.
Was it the Bridget Leahy was it her? That was that porn film?
It was her, but I'm blanking on the name. It's a French title, but it's funny.
I got a copy of that because I'm a big fan of her. She's the chick from like Faceless. She was in a bunch of his films. She was in some of Roland's films too and stuff, right?
Sure, yeah. It was just funny because I didn't even think twice about it. But the thing with Franco that is cool is that I'll be the first to admit I'm Franco's not really my guy. I've seen a lot of his films. He's just not for me. But his fans are really hardcore, really dedicated. They will buy whatever Blu-rays he puts out, and that's awesome because, like I was saying before, is that his films are being kept in this kind of preservation that his legacy is going to keep living on. That's fantastic.
I will say though, like if you want to learn everything plus more about fucking Franco and somebody that might even change your mind, Stephen Throw is really good at convincing people that Franco's the best director in the fucking history of directors. Like he wrote the book literally on Franco, but he's talking about a Franco film and like he talks about this shit like it's just the best shit ever, and then you watch and you're like, fuck man, he's really convincing. Like, she wasn't very good, but he fucking convinced me to watch that shit, man. But Franco is one of those guys. I mean, when you direct 200 films and you direct 4 or 5 a year kind of thing, like you're gonna dip in quality, but that's the thing, man. Like you got to dig through the shit to find the gems sometimes, and like, man, I'll be the first to admit, last time I did a count on my Franco films, I was like in the 80s. And this is before like some of these newer ones came out. And I actually got a funny story about this one, Tony. We'll get to when you're reviewing it, but I haven't seen all those movies. I'm scared to watch some of them because some of them are like the sex exploitation, and I'm like, man, sometimes they're just so boring, dude. They're just so fucking boring. So, but I get it.
I can't believe you've bought like 80 of them too.
Dude, it's so crazy. But you buy Franco films sometimes without realizing you're buying Franco films because everybody's released fucking Franco films in great like the boutique labels have just smothered the Franco market, man. The market is half Franco.
Right. It's like you want to love Franco when you buy these. Like even me, like I just admit that I'm not a big Franco fan, but I probably have like 15 of his movies at least.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not even by trying. It just happens because we blind buy so much.
Right.
Yeah, and because of like Vinegar Syndrome, you just inherit movies.
Well, that's the thing too. Like that's actually kind of getting what I was kind of getting at here. But I've literally bought films from like Severin and shit, and I'm like, oh fuck, Franco directed this. Holy shit. That's happened to me more than once. I'm like, fuck. All right, we'll see. So, anyways.
Well, this movie is actually pretty different for Franco. Like this one doesn't have like any exploitation elements in it whatsoever. There's like no blood whatsoever, barely any nudity. So it's like based on the Cat and Canary, which whatever. It's like any movie or any like play that has like, I'm gonna read my will because I died and people are gonna die. It's like whatever. It's like the most shallow. Oh, it's based on that I've ever seen.
It just felt like Agatha Christie to me, also like 10 Little Indians, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, it definitely has that sort of vibe.
It's like the same thing that they're very similar.
Yeah, and also what's funny is like on the opening credits, they said it's based on the Cat and the Canary, and it's also like
I thought it was the Black Cat.
Edgar Allan Poe. Because it's almost like they lumped the Black Cat and the Cat and Canary like all in one.
Right.
Yeah.
It could have been a mistake. But yeah.
I just like, I don't know, they slapped that on there to give it some.
So who all here watched this movie?
I did.
And Dan, I know he watched it.
What the fuck?
I did, but I don't remember anything about it.
I watched it.
Yeah, like this. Here's a disclaimer for people who haven't seen it. Like in the opening credits, there's like a clip montage where they spoil like 3 deaths and go through like half the plot of the movie before the movie even fucking starts.
Yeah. So what the fuck was with that? I was wondering what the fuck. I was like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, like starts with like some like group scene. I'm like, what am I missing here? Then people are like randomly getting killed. It's like showing the killer like speaking before they take their mask off. Like it just made no sense. Right. Like that's a pet peeve of mine when movies like foreshadow by showing me a scene from like the 3rd act at the beginning of the movie, just so you can see, oh, how did we get here?
I don't want to fucking
see that.
I've talked about that so many times on 22 Shots about like opening scenes that just like you get to that point, you're like, why the fuck did they show that at the beginning of the film?
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
I'd rather know
you're showing me people dying
on it most of the time.
Like you don't have to have these scenes in the beginning of the film. You could start where it starts, but then you don't need. I can't remember a movie we were reviewing on 22, and I was just livid over it. I'm like, it was fucking pissed me right off why they had that. I think it might have been
Night of Demons, maybe.
Oh, well, I don't remember what it was. I was just pissed about it. I was like, it was so stupid. They show this killer dragging this body and shit, and then that scene happens like later on in the film. I'm like, what? You don't need to show this in the beginning of the fucking film. It's like the end of the movie in the beginning scene.
Yeah, like did you guys see the found footage movie They're Watching from like 2015 or something?
I think I did, yeah.
So like that movie, there's like a core cast of 3 characters, 2 men and a woman. In the beginning of that movie, they show the woman die.
Right.
And it was like her dying like in the 3rd act. So then you spend the entire movie watching this woman who you know is just going to end up
anticipating her death, yeah.
It's like if there was like a cast of like 20 people, that's one thing, but like 3 people, like there's only 3 people you're following. Anyway, so this
on the film too.
Like, what is the thought process where like that would make sense?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a streaming thing. It's like trying to get people's attention so they don't change the fucking channel or something. I'm not sure.
It's like when they were promoting Maniac when that was theatrically released. And it's like they had a TV out front of the cinema that was literally just the death scene. So like if you don't want to go inside and watch the film, you just stay outside and watch all the murder scenes and then go get a hot dog or something.
You get to watch that for free.
Videos. Yeah, go on YouTube, just watch the video. It's hilarious. People just walking by, some dudes getting like, or some chicks getting like scalp turned off, and they're like, all right, bye.
Watch.
Right.
You see a guy get his head blown off by a shotgun, just casually walking home.
Yeah, they're like no context.
It's like the highlights. It's
like,
of
if only they waited for like traces of death, they'd be like, wait, there's all deaths in this film? What the hell? Anyway, sorry, Tony, go on.
Oh yeah, so Night of the Skull, it starts in like this gothic mansion in Louisiana. This man called Lord Marion is like reading a poem out of the book of Revelations about like God creating four elements. He said he created dirt to bury us, he created a gale to sweep us away, water to drown us, and fire to incinerate us.
Damn, you remembered all that shit, dude? Fuck, that's impressive. That's fucking impressive.
Round of applause for you, Tony.
Well, thank you.
Internet bumps right there, dude. Like, that was good.
Internet bumps. My penis is out, but yes, internet bumps.
So, and then soon after he like recites this shit and he like talks to his servants or whatever, he gets basically killed. He gets beaten, handcuffed, and buried alive, all the way up to his hands that are sticking out. So, if you're alluding to that poem that he wrote, he just got buried. So, that's the dirt aspect of this. And he was killed by a killer with the goofiest skull mask I've ever seen. It's like one of those like super thin latex masks you buy at like a dollar store in 1981.
It's so bad. It is so bad. Such a bad.
I do remember that.
Well, of course I loved it. Like that's like one of the best things about the movie is the killer. And he's also got like a dollar store like cloak, like a hooded like cape.
Yeah.
So after he dies, basically like inspectors, detectives, and like everybody in the house all converge to read the will of the guy who died. He was like a super rich patriarch of this mansion. And when they read the will, he leaves everything to his bastard daughter, basically. So she was the daughter of a maid he was fucking, and her or his wife and him were basically just abusing her entire life. So they leave her with everything and everybody loses their shit. And then out of nowhere, like the cops find a second will that he wrote in London that listed even more family members and had a completely different like layout of how his estate was about to be like laid out. So that just creates an entire like investigation. So people are wondering like how he died, who created this fake will, and then at the same time, people are getting killed. So somebody's bumping people off one by one while they're investigating that and the will at the same time. So, I mean, honestly, the movie is really not that exciting at all. Like if you're into gothic movies and atmosphere, like you can like really like take hold of that like I did. Like I love stormy nights.
I feel like it starts off like pretty solid with like the stormy like seaside castle type vibe.
Yeah,
but
and it looks really nice.
Yeah, he just stole all that cinematography from fucking Jean Roland. Always in competition, man, but Roland did it way better. Even though he used the same shots all the time in like 4 or 5
same
films.
Cast.
Same cast, same shots, everything, like literally the same fucking area.
But yeah, like it's your basic whodunit. You know, there's like twists and turns. Some people are like good guys and then they're magically like twisted. People are dead and they come back to life. But yeah, like the body count's not that big. People do die by like the elements that were said. Like somebody's lit on fire, somebody is drowned. Like
I thought the drowning and the like rocks and stuff was like a nice like shot looking thing.
It made no fucking sense. The killer goes down there and ties the person up, but then like doesn't. I don't know what. Like, why do you?
I assume the way the tide is supposed to drown him.
I know, but like
the way that is the wind death. That's not even the water death.
That's what I was thinking, because the water death plays into the latest film, into where the twist happens or whatever.
Exactly.
Or the reveal. Yeah.
So the wind death is the second death that happens in this movie. And the way this happens is the killer basically chokes a girl out so she's unconscious, and then he handcuffs her as well, and then just lays her on some rocks and she just ends up dying.
But what I found funny about that part is the way he ties her up, and it like he wraps her around the rock, but it doesn't even look like it's secured. And I'm like,
no, you can probably just lift it up.
It's like, why can't you just like sit up and walk away? It's like only her arms are like shackled.
I'm literally that white girl.
Was she already dead at that point?
Up.
No, she was like moving around for a little bit, and then she just like, it's almost like she fell asleep and then just peacefully died.
Dude, I just couldn't get over it, man. Like, she was so able to move and get rid of that rope and stand up. I'm like, I'm screaming, going, just stand up. I was that white annoying chick in the theater, just stand up.
Yeah, that part literally made no sense.
It was weird to me. It was weird because she could have. I don't know. It was odd.
So I don't know. It's like there's really not much to even talk about in this movie.
Oh,
like, I'm sorry.
Dude,
like, it's
sorry, man, but like the funniest shit ever is when he runs in and kills the two with the knife. He like runs into the fucking room and just stabs up the fucking what is it, the one chick and the guy or whatever, and just like runs out of the room. It was fucking so funny to me.
I know that like, honestly, like that first twist was honestly pretty fun. You know what I mean? Like, should I even spoil it?
I don't care.
It's up to you. I actually laughed out loud for about 5 minutes. I was like, because the scenes happen.
Well, you're just talking about who the killer is, right?
No, I'll talk about this plot point. So I talked about the two wills, right? So we find out that the first Lord Marion is actually an imposter. So him, his wife, his servant, and his housekeeper all like conspired to kill the real Lord Marion and take his spot. So, but they didn't realize that the real Marion wrote a will before he died. So that's when they brought that one in to bring in the real family members, because the bastard daughter that I also mentioned, she's the daughter of the imposter. So everything that she was supposed to get is automatically gone. And
I couldn't stop thinking of JP, man.
This
I was
is
like,
fucking confusing.
Even when they thought that we're brother and sister, he still wanted to fuck his sister. I'm like, JP's got to be loving this fucking part right now. It's so incestual. It was so incestual. It was fucking
yeah,
ridiculous.
They brought in the brother, and he was immediately like catcalling like his supposed sister. I'm like, this dude is so horny right now.
Right away,
and then he
like,
finds out they're not related, and then he's like fucking cha-ching, and then they're immediately fucking, like not even one scene later.
Literally says like it opened up so many opportunities, and then they're in bed fucking. I was like, oh my, you were gonna fuck her anyways, even if you were a sister and brother.
It's so funny because she's like, I hope you're not mad now that my parents killed your father. And he's like, actually, it might be better off this way. Like, your dad is supposedly fucking dead, and the only thing you care about now is that you get to fuck your supposed sister.
Oh man.
So that was,
they can't come back, but brother.
But yeah, like a couple of the real family members end up sussing out the whole plan. So basically what happened, and what Moodz was alluding to, was like the semi-retarded like servant named Rufus just ends up running into the room while they're performing a seance to try and conjure up the spirit of the real Lord Marion, and he just runs in like a fucking crazy person, slits one of the throats and starts stabbing people, and the cops are immediately on his ass, like shooting at him.
Dude, I laughed for 5 minutes, man. It just looks so funny. Like they're having like this serious moment. All of a sudden, it's like you can almost hear the Looney Tunes music, like.
I mean, I have to give the guy like credit. Like that's like a professional hit right there. Like that, he fucking like murked two people in 5 seconds flat, and he was out. So he honestly should have been the real killer.
Right.
But yeah, like the ultimate twist on who's the real killer, like it's super fucking Giallo-esque and ridiculous, and it just, there's literally nothing that leads up to it, and you just have to accept it for what it is.
There is one point in the film where they really focus on the painting of the Lord.
Yeah.
And I was like, right away, I was like, these light bulbs are going off. I'm like, is he not dead? I kept thinking.
Oh yeah, because it was his relatives that sussed it out early. They looked at the painting and you're like, that's not fucking Lord Marion. Like, who is this guy? And then it was immediately after that they got killed.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if you're into gothic whodunits, like it's really cool. And if you're like, it's a curiosity piece. Like if you're into Franco, Jesus, whatever the fuck his name is, and like, and you're interested in something that's not super sexy, not super exploitive, and you just want to see like maybe the classiest movie he's ever made in his life, like I would check out Night of the Skull.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, his earlier stuff is better, but like this movie was kind of shocking because it came at a time where, you know, he would put in some, you know, some gore and stuff, like, and maybe some titties and shit, but yeah, it's pretty tame in that. I think if they had to up the kills in this, it probably would have elevated the film a little bit for me. But the story I was going to tell especially with that scene where the guy just goes in there and murks the shit out of two people. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, if there was guts hanging out there, I'd be like, yo, this is a real Spanish bloodbath. But so I'm watching the movie and I'm like, this fucking movie feels like a Franco film. And then they show Franco in the film. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, and then I grab the case. And I'm like, it's directed by Franco. I didn't even know.
Oh,
But
no
saw,
shit.
But I saw Franco on the screen and I was like, oh my God, it's just Franco.
Oh, yeah.
It just
Franco
had that Franco
also
feel.
plays a cop.
Yeah.
But he's in half his movies anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
That's not too much of a surprise to see him in it.
Yeah, I didn't look at who directed it. And I was like watching, I'm like, this kind of feels like a Franco film in my mind. And all of a sudden I saw him on screen, I'm like, motherfucker, really? I didn't know. I didn't, again, buying films that you don't even know is fucking Franco.
And his character is pretty funny too. Like he pops up in the middle of the movie, literally out of nowhere. Like no clue and no hint that he was even gonna be in the movie. So he just pops up as like a drunk guy laying on a bed who ends up being another cop. But I don't know, he's pretty funny. He plays a good drunk.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like there's really nothing else to talk about in this movie.
No.
Like I would say I'm probably within like the 6.5 range. What about you guys?
I think I gave it a 6.
That is some good artwork right there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Spanish bloodbath artwork. It's fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think I gave it a 6. I mean, it's okay. I mean, the plot does sound very convoluted and confusing, but it's honestly not too bad, surprisingly.
No, it's not that bad. Like in the realm of 70s giallo whodunits, like it fits in really well. The plot's stupid. The twist is hilariously dumb. It's like if you're into that type of thing, like you'll enjoy it.
It's his version of making a giallo, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so,
and honestly, like it's also like part giallo, kind of part like proto slasher, because you have the dark gothic mansion, stormy out. It's in a one secluded location, killer with a mask. So it's got proto slasher elements to it too, if you're into that.
Right.
But on the disc, there's only a couple interviews. Like the first one is a 13-minute interview with the character Alfred, who is Lord Marion's son who wants to fuck his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And the interview is pretty cool.
Nice.
Like he goes nice. He goes over like
nice.
He goes over his career basically leading up to it. And he says some funny things like he has to have like half of his family go with him when he makes movies. It becomes like a family event, which I thought was pretty strange.
And kind of fitting because
right,
the fuck his sister.
He's a family man. But then he talks about some of the cast members and how nice they were. He really, really glazes over Franco and how like much of a professional he was when it comes to directing and acting at the same time. He was impressed with him. So it was a cool interview. Like it's probably literally the best thing you'll get for a movie like this that's 50 years old. But then there's another 10-minute interview with like the director of like the Sitges Festival. His name's Angel Sala. And he goes over like some more like Franco history. And it's basically just he gives like a little time capsule of the few years leading up to Night of the Skull and what happens after that. Basically saying that Franco was like in a dry spell and he was kind of like in a transition from like what Moodz is saying, his old gothic shit, to like the sexploitation and exploitation movies. And that was only like 10 minutes or so. And basically that's it on the disc.
Yeah.
I did watch the other two movies and I'm not going to talk about them too much, but I will say that I enjoyed Violent Bloodbath. It was also like a bloodless giallo. So how dare they call it Violent Bloodbath? What the fuck were they thinking?
It's that whole Amicus thing, the House of Drip Blood. There's literally not a drop of blood in that movie.
So that one's a pretty good movie. Like it's about like a judge who goes on vacation and then there's a killer who's killing based off of people that he's sent to be executed, their methods of execution. And that's got some fun little elements to it. And like I'm more of like a 5 out of 10 on that one. And then The Fish with the Eyes of Gold was one I also really liked. It was like more of like a straight traditional giallo. It's definitely the
Great
most
title.
traditional out of all of these.
Great title. The Fish with the Eyes of Gold. That's a great title.
That is a great title. But yeah, like I think I gave that one like another like 6.5 or a 7. But
so
overall,
which one was the best out of the 3?
honestly, I think I might like Night of the Skull the most.
Yeah.
Just because it was the most unique. Like the Fish with the Eyes of Gold was solid, but it is literally like McDonald's fucking Giallo 101. It'd be like the 50th Giallo I'll ever recommend to anybody, but it's still pretty solid.
The 50.
If there's a top 50, man, it's on it at the bottom.
It might make number 50 based off the name alone.
That's funny.
But all in all, like the Spanish Bloodbath set, like this is the perfect thing to have 3 movies of this caliber. Like they could never just sell these 3 movies separate.
Individually.
People would literally drag their asses for that.
Right.
But all 3 in one package, to me, it's worth it.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
Cool. All right. So I guess that's me.
Yep.
Mine's gonna be a little bit of a shorter one, probably too. The film that I chose this time, I actually thought it was a VSA, but it's not. It's a VSL.
Oh, I thought it was VSA too.
Yeah, Vinegar Syndrome
the L stand for?
Labs.
Yeah.
Labs.
Huh.
I don't really get the
So-
labs thing, man.
Yeah, what
I
does it
think
mean?
I
didn't
think it's
understand
what
what
the
makes it
idea
an
for the
L.
labs is like older classic studio films. Is what it seems like,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
But
But like
whereas,
all different genres.
Yeah, like I mean, the very first one was like a 40s film or something. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
but yeah.
What that was?
So this
Cat
one is
something,
5 card stud
Yeah.
from 1968.
8.
And it is a Western film, if you can't tell. Directed by Henry Hathaway 1 year before he directed the classic John Wayne True Grit, which is pretty interesting that
Yeah, this is kind of at the end of
so
his career
close.
too. It's kind of at the end of his career. He directed a lot of movies before this.
Yeah,
film.
also
True Grit.
written by Marguerite Roberts, who, funny enough, interestingly enough, was actually blackballed from Hollywood for being a communist for like 10 years, and then started working in Hollywood again, which is pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
I did not.
No.
Yeah. So 5 card stud, it opens up with basically like a poker game where there's about 7 dudes playing poker in a saloon called Mama something Saloon, and there's a bartender in there and they're just playing poker. One of the guys gets up to use the bathroom, and then the other guy basically calls out the guy that just won the hand for cheating. And he basically gets the group, and they, chase him down and basically lynch him off of a train bridge or a bridge, which is actually one thing I will point out is that there's actually some like pretty decent like shots in this movie. One of my favorite shots is right at the beginning. It's like an overhead of the poker table where they're all like sitting around the poker table, and it's like an overhead shot, and then they do the like similar overhead shot during the hanging, which I thought was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guy who went to use the bathroom, our lead main character, he chases them down to try to stop them. They hit him with a gun. Yeah, Dean Martin. They hit him with a gun and knock him into the water. They finish the lynching, and then the next day, basically, nobody knows who did it. Dean Martin's character decides to leave town. Sometime later, there is somebody killing off the original people who it's sort of like Dark Knight of the Scarecrow in a way where these
except for this guy was actually a piece of shit though.
Who?
The guy that was fucking cheating at cards.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, if you're cheating, but back in those days, man, if you're cheating playing fucking cards, man, you're a piece of shit. I mean, you probably don't.
I mean,
What else
get
will
lynched.
this man do?
That's
But
probably the
I'm just
worst thing
saying-
you could do back in the day.
In
Well-
Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, he was not a piece of shit. They just mistaken because he was kind of retarded.
Well, yeah, I mean, they
I
thought
mean,
he
really,
was a piece of
that's
shit.
But
though.
full retard.
They thought he was a piece of shit. They thought he murdered a little girl. But he really was saving her. But
Right.
like one of the things they talk about in the commentary was that like cheating at cards really isn't that big of a deal. So I don't know if it's, like even in the Old West, it wasn't like that big of a deal, I guess.
Damn,
Like,
it was in
it
movies.
was a
Bro, that
it
was
a big
lynching shit,
deal.
man. That was you got lynched for that shit, dude.
Hey,
That was
they
not cool.
said the film historian said that like it wasn't a death worthy thing.
Ah,
They
what the
may have
fuck?
Were they
overreacted
there,
a little
though?
bit,
Yeah,
but
what
they
the hell do
there?
they know?
How can he say it's not? How could he be so sure?
Yeah.
Well, because
Yeah.
I think
Did they
in the
know Wyatt
story,
Earp? I don't think so.
in the story, that's the point. Is like the lead character's like, dude, like you're gonna kill this guy over cheating at cards type thing. You know what I mean? So
Hell yeah.
I don't know, but basically, somebody's killing off the people that was involved in the lynching. Our lead character, the bartender, actually goes out of town to find the lead character, Dean Martin's character, who tried to stop it. And for some reason he comes back to town because he cares about these people getting picked off or something. I don't know. Did you guys get any indication of like why he would do that?
I can't
what
remember.
why D Martin came back to town?
Yeah.
He's the good guy.
Yeah, because he's the fucking
That's how these
he's
movies
the
are.
hero.
He's the
He's
good
the hero.
guy.
Yeah, but why does he care that a bunch of people that hung some dude that he tried to stop is getting killed?
Because he's the hero.
Because
That's
those are
like- that's-
because
that's it.
because technically those were his friends, right?
That's
so
how these movies work.
it's just like
He's like Steven Seagal. He's a good man.
They didn't seem very good friends to me.
Well, to be honest, I mean, yeah, as the narrative progresses, you get to, I mean, the biggest fucking piece of shit in the film is what's his fucking face?
The Evans Ranch guy or whatever.
No, Roddy McDowell. He's a fucking snake in this film, dude. Roddy McDowell is a fucking snake, man. But
I love Roddy McDowell.
Kicks his
but
ass
that's the
beat.
thing, like
Yeah.
D Martin comes back to town because he's the hero. He's not even an anti-hero, he's actually the hero, so he doesn't want to see his friends die. But of course there is one piece of shit that kind of does some other things in there and stuff. But
Yeah, I don't know.
Gotta
I
have
thought
that
the
guy.
narrative was a little sloppy with that, to be
It's
honest.
just-
It
but-
is, but
no, but it's typical
He's the
Western.
hero.
It's typical Western stuff. Like you got that typical Western storyline where somebody like crawls into a town and then something happens within the town people, and then he feels like he needs to save everybody. It's kind of like that, right?
Kinda.
But in this case, he actually knew these people and played cards with them. So I mean, he doesn't want them to fucking get picked off and shit like that. So
It honestly seems like he doesn't care that much, which is the weird thing to me. Like it doesn't seem like once he's there and he starts talking to him and like, basically saying like there's someone after us and stuff. It seems like he doesn't really like it. There doesn't seem any sort of like friendship there to me. But maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, there's also this, he is interested in two separate women, kind of, one who runs what I believe is an undercover brothel for, that's as a shaving place. They have a shave $1, miscellaneous $20.
Damn,
Which
that's
they
an
make-
it was a
upgrade.
whorehouse. It was a whorehouse.
they make a joke about that, which was
The
pretty
super
cool.
shave.
Yeah, the super shave.
Yeah.
And then there's also this preacher guy that shows up to town too, who is preaching and stuff.
Well, shortly after all this shit goes down.
Yeah. Another question I had is, why would the other group of people not suspect Dean Martin's character?
What other group of people?
Like the group of people that's getting picked off.
Oh, because he wasn't there when they did the lynching?
Yeah, but how do they know that?
What? Are
Like
you talking?
think about it,
Because
right?
he
Like
wasn't
think
there.
about it in like logistically, right? Let's say you're living in a town. You do something bad, you hang this guy. There's one person who tried to stop it and you knocked him out. He then leaves town angrily, and then a couple while later, some of your friends start dying off, and then he shows back up.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
Instantly be like, yo,
well, he left town because he was pissed off at what went down anyways, but then he realized, he's like, well, if shit's gonna start going down, I got to be there for my friends and stuff, right? I mean,
I don't think he said that at all, but
well, why did he left town? Because I mean,
he left town because he tried to stop a lynching and then he got knocked out by his friends.
Right.
And then
he left town because he was fucking pissed off, but then when shit starts going down in town, he comes back.
You think he came back to save his friends?
Essentially. I mean, he definitely,
it's a small town like that.
He definitely mentions he doesn't want little George to die, played by Yaphet Kotto. Like, he's friends with him, and he came back specifically for him too. Because
which one was that guy? The bartender?
What's that?
The bartender guy?
Yeah.
I know he's friends with the bartender guy.
Yaphet Kotto, yeah.
Which had nothing to do with the murder, really.
No, but again, he was, I mean, essentially kind of lynched
I feel like it's super messy, but but what, you don't think that it would make sense for them to suspect him though?
What, the townspeople? Because he left town?
The friends.
I think at some point they probably could have, but the fact of the matter is that the murders were happening before he even came to town.
But he came back right when the murders were happening, though. You know what I mean?
See, I never thought of it like that.
Why wouldn't he just be in there 2 days before?
The reason why is because I think everybody in the town knew who Dean Martin's character was, and like I don't think he was suspected because he wasn't that type of person. And plus, there was people knew that he wasn't there with the lynching anyways. So
but he tried to stop the lynching, which would give him motive to kill.
Yes,
you know what I mean. So like, to just as a person,
his motivations for leaving the town is because, I mean, who
if you're gonna suspect somebody, well, it's not any of us who actually killed the guy. What purpose would we have?
I mean, it's more of a plot device, because it's more to sway who the real killer is. Because if you're watching the film and you see Dean Martin leave the town because he's pissed off at what happened, and he's kind of embarrassed that, like, these people he played cards with just lynched somebody over fucking stealing an ace, and then I get it from that perspective of being human too, right? You come back like, fuck, man, shit's going down. But it's kind of like a plot device, because like there is somebody else that shows up in the town at that same moment that you have to think about, right? It's not just him coming back to town. Somebody else shows back up who's also making a huge splash there.
But from their point of view, though, the only person that would know about it besides them, who I believe they all think that none of us would do this. So the only person that would know about it would be Dean Martin's character. I just find it weird that they never once accuse him. I don't know. It just feels odd. But
I do agree with you to an extent. I think a line where, like, one of the characters, if they were like, oh, what it's the convenient timing of it being back in town, whether or not they outright accuse him or not, it's another thing. But I do actually agree with you.
Because they clearly did.
I think it's just because of who he was. Like, Dean Martin's character was very well respected in the town. Like, no one would suspect that he would do something like that, because he was just this card player. He just took people's money. Like, he wasn't a dick about it. He wasn't an asshole. He never had a history with this type of shit. So why would the town folk that knew this guy on a regular basis suspect him of murdering because these people who play cards with fucking, went and lynched somebody? Like, it seems off character. It seems off character to me.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, it does give you it gives a motive, but I think it's more for the viewer though too.
It's like, he's bringing justice. You know what I mean? Like, that's if you look at him like an upstanding guy, you would think, okay, well, like, he's the type of person that might want to bring justice to this situation.
Yeah,
right. That's a good point, though. It's an interesting point where, like, if because I think I agree actually with both you, Moodz, and JP as well. I'm kind of like in the middle between you guys. Is that I think it would have been interesting if even a character brought up, like, this guy's trying to stop a lynching and now this suspect is like out there like killing people. Like, isn't that a contradiction or anything like that? Even like a line or two by like another character, even if they didn't outright suspect him, I think would have added a lot more depth to the characters in that regard.
Yeah, I think if they had pointed out the fact that maybe Dean Martin's character had a history of maybe being violent or something like that, if they had incorporated that into the narrative, and then he leaves town and comes back, people are starting to get picked off, I think you'd be more entitled to think that it was possibly him doing it. But the simple fact that, like, he doesn't seem to have a history of anything except for playing cards. Like, just because he got knocked out, I don't know.
Yeah, but he has this history of trying to interfere with them killing someone.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you a killer. That makes you a good guy.
Right, a good guy who would punish those who went unpunished for lynching a guy.
This is
was
not
just cheating
Silent Night,
cards.
Deadly Night, man. So
I'm just saying, like in most.
I was gonna say High Plains Drifter, but you know,
yeah, High Plains. Exactly. Right. I don't know. I just think
Um,
if they had played the character differently in the narrative, I mean, I think it would be more obvious to suspect Dean Martin's character of coming back and doing that shit, but like there's nothing there. There's literally nothing. See, when I was watching this movie, I knew who the killer was right away. Like I thought it was so fucking obvious because there is
I thought
certain
it was wicked
that's
obvious.
the point I want to bring up later.
there's actually certain
there's
dialogues in
really
this film.
there's really only two people that it could be.
There's certain dialogues in this film. Yeah, because I never suspect, like you would never suspect, well, we know that D Mar's not doing it, but like, but even
Yeah,
the way
just well, I suspected that they just wouldn't do that because they just didn't make movies like that, really. But you know, I think the
speaking of proto slashers,
Let's
Jesus
ju- I'm
Christ, this
saying-
movie plays
let's just say I've
itself out
seen
like a
both-
slasher.
I've seen both these actors in plenty of movies, and one of them usually does one thing, and one of them does the other.
Yeah, right.
it is a great Tyler.
Yeah, so it is kind of interesting because it is sort of dark in terms of like it's sort of like a slasher film in a way.
It
where you
actually
have-
straight up is a slasher. Like there's people getting
without
picked
any
off.
slashing.
Yeah, that was the most.
Well, you
unique
don't
thing
actually
I
have to
thought about
slash
this
people
film.
to be a slasher. I mean, if you're killing people off one by one, there's actually a scene in this film that reminded me. I was trying to think of what fucking movie it is. It's like identical. So there's a scene where somebody gets killed inside a barn, and the killer's still in there. And Dean Martin's character kind of catches him, but he escapes by, you know,
Yeah.
letting the animals out, and he escapes that way and shit. There's a scene in another slasher film identical to that, and I can't think of what it is. I was hoping that someone could think of it, but it's literally the same
I have
fucking
no
thing. The killer
idea.
gets caught doing something. He makes his way out of this, like, fuck, it's identical. It's fucking identical. I was like watching this going, I swear I've seen the scene before, and it's like they saw this movie. Oh, that seems like a good idea. And like he gets caught, and anyways, but yeah, like I mean, that's shot very dark. It's shot like a slasher film. A lot of these killings are.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, and
probably
I-
the most unique thing about this. I don't think I've ever seen a Western that's like a murder mystery like this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely
it's pretty cool. It's like
yeah.
a whodunit type thing. One thing that another nice little touch that I liked was how when they first meet up back at the saloon, and Dean Martin comes in and puts the chairs of three people like up against the table, like not in use, and it's like basically like 3 down, 4 to go type thing. I thought that was really cool, and they touch on that chair thing. They use that chair thing as like a storytelling device a few times in the film, and I really like that.
I almost looked at it like a double meaning, like, you know, it was acting like, you know, okay, these are the victims kind of thing, and it was almost like counting cards too. He's like counting cards. It was kind of like in contrast to that type of thing too.
Yeah,
That's the way I took it.
But you don't count cards in poker.
It's just cards. You know what I mean.
know. But no, yeah. So overall, I thought the movie was pretty decent. I was really into it at first. And then I feel like it kind of got a little predictably / a little questionable with some of the writing later on. But one thing I do like is I expected there to be like this love triangle plot device that never really develops, which I was happy about because
Yeah, I don't care for that
I've
sometimes.
seen a lot of love triangles.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
time.
It's a good point that
Yeah.
you bring up.
Don't need those.
Which is one thing that I want to bring up previously that I wanted to question whether you guys had this issue or not, is that I thought the violence in the film was, well, the aftermath of the violence was very well directed, and they show these kind of pretty gnarly sequences. But an issue that I had with the film overall is that you have these really gnarly kind of gory sequences where, you know, they're seeing characters kind of like mangled up, and then they cut to this really awkward, at least for me, awkward, like romance between Dean Martin and Inger, whatever her last name is. To me, it didn't really gel in terms of the script, where like you have this horrific sequence and then you cut to like this like romantic kind of sequence that's like being flirty. And I don't know if you guys felt the same way or not, but that tone
Yeah, I
really
mean,
didn't gel.
No,
well,
no.
like, with me.
I feel we.
But I
talking about
usually don't like that stuff in any movies. You know what I mean? It just feels
Right,
like a
right.
waste of time. A lot
It
of times,
has like a
unless-
very fine line for it to work for me, and it has to be like the right actor. The only
Yeah.
actor I like consistently throughout like this kind of like era that those things always work for me is if it's like Cary Grant.
I always feel like moments like in films like this where you know, it's pretty gritty. It's got a kind of a unique narrative to it and stuff. Like they kind of need to offset the dark and grittiness with, you know, taking it back to like this kind of
It's just how movies were made.
kind of a little bit softer
Yeah.
elements to it, like
Just
kind of
very
to
of the
kind of
time.
straighten out the whole narrative a little bit. Where
You almost
think-
had to
actually,
have some
oh,
sort
not-
of
wow.
romance aspect in every movie. It was like mandatory.
This was,
Well, that's what I'm
this
saying,
is
like-
late 60s.
well, except for, but that's the thing I like about spaghetti westerns is like you might get a minute or two of that shit, like, but a lot of those films they would just stay gritty the whole time, violent and gritty and shit. They would never kind
Yeah.
of fuck with that. It's more of an American thing.
That's true grit right there.
It's more of an American thing. So like, but I feel you though, man, because that
yeah.
shit, you know how much I hate that romance shit too. But I
Yeah.
think this movie has enough grit in it that I think that they were trying to fucking just kind of balance it out a little bit. It's getting a little bit dark. We'll balance it out with this shit because you're right. It doesn't go anywhere. It really does not go anywhere. It doesn't feel genuine at all. It feels forced. It feels fucking. It feels padded.
Yeah.
It feels fucking forced.
Yeah,
but
this felt a little bit
I think
too
that
long for
padding,
me.
padding's padding, but like when things start to be forced feeling, that's when I
Mhm.
lose fucking a lot of interest in films and stuff. And I think it's pretty cool. But I think the Roddy McDowall character, man, is just like he's awesome in the film because he's so goddamn snaky and just shitty, and you know something's up with this fucking little rat.
Yeah.
I think his character is awesome. So, but
Yeah, it kind of has a weird dynamic with Van Morgan and him and his dad and sister. It's like it's weird because like the dad seems to like be really cool with Van and the sister obviously too. But
Right.
so it's not the best Western film I've ever seen, but I thought it was pretty interesting. And I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. What did you guys give
One
it?
thing we didn't mention.
I
this
gave it
movie's
6.5
got,
out of 10. Actually, also that's exactly what I rated on my letterbox.
I also gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
This movie had a rocking song though.
Oh,
that,
yeah,
right
the
to the
song,
beginning.
yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
Yaphet Kotto got fucked over in this film, dude. He wasn't even really part of that shit. And then, but that's
Yeah,
what I'm
he was
talking
like
about. The
my favorite
snake.
character.
Yeah, Yaphet Kotto is fucking awesome. Dude, that guy's amazing in everything, dude. Have you guys ever seen a movie
Isn't he
called?
an alien?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
he's an
He's
alien.
an
Blue
alien. He's
collar.
the guy with, yeah,
Well,
he's the guy with
He's
the
like my
headband.
favorite character.
He
in
shows
Alien,
up in
too.
so many things, man. Like, but he
The
did a
Running
movie.
Man.
Oh, The Running Man.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
great. Well, that's my favorite Arnie movie. But he did
Oh,
he
he's in
stars in a
Blue
movie
Collar.
called
Oh,
Bone.
he's in Blue Collar too. Oh man, I love that
I
movie.
just said blue collar motherfucker.
So
Oh, you did?
Bone, the Larry Cohen film, needs a fucking Blu-ray release. Like he stars in that movie, Bone. That's a great fucking film. Blue Underground put that
Truck
shit out.
Turner. He's
Bill
in cool
Lustig, where's that
movies.
4K, you bastard?
Vinegar Syndrome, man. Fucking listen up. Get the rights to that shit.
Okay, so the special features, not a ton on this one. There was a commentary track with film historian Brian Hannon, which I thought was extremely boring.
Was he like
now-
monotone or was he like, how was it?
It was more educational, but the problem is that a lot of it was just like listing off other westerns that I haven't seen or have seen but don't know the titles to. So maybe if
Okay.
you're like a big western buff and have like a lot of history of westerns, you might be able to pull some stuff out of there. But I literally learned like nothing about the movie from the commentary. So that was just not, I'm not saying that he did a bad job. It just wasn't what I was looking for. And then
Too academic.
yeah, which I love the academic ones, but when I'm learning stuff, but I really didn't feel like he was really like talking about the history of westerns, more so just like listing off westerns.
Okay.
And then there's one called Jack of All Trades, which was a 21-minute basically brief history of the director's filmography and some of the works that he did. That one wasn't that interesting either. The most interesting one on here was the last one, which is A Woman of True Grit, which is a 14-minute basically little, I don't even know what you would call it, just I don't even know who the woman is, but Lizzie Franke, who basically just talks about this screenwriter Marguerite Roberts' legacy. So it's just like a little like featurette on Marguerite Roberts' legacy, who was the writer of the film. She was, which is interesting that she was a she for one. a woman wrote this movie. And she was, like I said, I learned that she was like put on like a trial type thing for being a communist back in the day, and basically got blackballed from Hollywood for being a communist, her and her husband.
Don't want to do that in Hollywood.
And then eventually she got work again. But she wrote a ton of movies in the 30s, the 40s, and then the 50s. She in 1953, or sorry, 1953, she didn't write another thing until like 1962, because that's when she got blackballed basically. And then when she came back, she wrote uncredited. But right after Five Card Stud, she wrote True Grit. So I guess I was really unaware that, you know, there was a female screenwriter writing these Western films, which is pretty cool. The only other thing I learned was that this is based on a book, and the commentary track did talk about some of the differences in the book. Like the relationship angle was a little bit different in the book. And it seemed like it was more of like a love triangle type thing. And then just like other minor differences that I can't remember really, but overall, special features, big blah on this one. I didn't really find much of it interesting. Like I said, the 14-minute interview with that woman who talks about the writer's legacy was the most interesting aspect, and it was the shortest thing. So but yeah, pretty interesting release. Glad that I don't get a chance to watch that many Westerns, even though I do love the genre. So it was nice to actually get to watch one. I haven't watched one in a little while. So yeah, that's my pick this month.
Sounds cool. I might have to buy that one.
One of the things I found interesting with the film, which I didn't bring up before previously, is that, I mean, this is from the IMDb trivia, so however true it is, I can't, verify, but it's an interesting comparison is that, so you have Robert Mitchum in this film, who we haven't really talked about a whole lot, but from the IMDb trivia, they're talking about comparisons to his character in Charles Lawton's Land of the Hunter. He's this sort of guy who comes into town, this sort of false preacher, talking about, he's got like love and hate tattooed on his finger. He's talking about, God came down to this and that. And it's an interesting comparison between, I don't know, besides Tyler, I don't know if you guys have seen Night of the Hunter or not, but there's between his introduction, not his introduction, but in that film when he comes in to kind of introduce himself to the town, as well as in this film when he introduces himself to the townspeople. It's interesting because in Night of the Hunter, it's very kind of subtle. It's very like, soft spoken in that Mitchum way, where he's talking about, hate tried to win, but then, love, came out. Here he does a similar sort of thing. But what's interesting is that, for one, he fires off a gun, so that subtlety is lost, but he still has that kind of like, I don't know how I really want to say it, but that sort of like charisma, where he's like even Judas has, the line that really stood out is that even Judas has a place at the table, where it's just like,
yeah, it's pure swag.
I'll guide you. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to elaborate on, but I thought that from that piece, it was an interesting comparison nonetheless. Yeah, 6 out of 10 as well. I can't really elaborate much more.
Well, the fact that he's given that sermon, and he's like, leave your guns at home and stuff. And then of course there's a scene later on where even D. Martin says, he's like, well, it's a good thing he didn't leave your gun at home, because he's out in the streets fucking picking off people one by one.
Right. Yeah, no, he's kind of preying on like this false hope of like a small town, both in Night of the Hunter and in this film, where it's just like the small kind of like communal religious kind of people, and he's like, I'll take advantage of that, and take my advantage.
I know the Hunter
benefit, I should say.
But it's such a weird angle, because like, did he really fucking even care about that shit anyways? Like I always got this fucking impression, like while I was watching, I'm like,
oh, you mean about the religious aspect?
Yeah, like was it just an angle to get into the town to be respected and liked?
No, he never cared about either.
I feel like he probably was.
Well, they don't really specify. Like, does he actually come from a background of, religious beliefs and stuff, or did he just stroll in this with this idea that I can convince people, blah blah blah, and it's a good cover?
That
Either
is
way, it's the same thing.
The way it plays out,
I was wondering that as well.
It's as if it's like it's hiding behind religion.
But I think either way, like, you can go either way on it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's that times too. Like preachers back in the day probably did pack the gats, you know.
Well, if he was an actual preacher, it could add some commentary to like being hypocritical. And if he wasn't, then
well, that's the way I looked at it. I'm like, man, it's like, I mean, if I was to think that he was coming from that background, I'm like, oh well, there's a hypocrisy once again. It never fucking fails itself.
Well, that's the interesting thing in comparison is that, I mean, in comparison to both these films, I mean, Night of the Hunter, it's far more egregious where it's obviously a case. I mean, right from the start, you know that this is the front. In this film, I think whether or not they intended or not, I think that the ambiguity of that character.
No,
it's not so much in comparison. I'm just saying for the character's sake.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about in context of this film. I mean, yeah, that's like fucking.
And that's Robert Mitchum too, right?
To like fucking Bud Light.
The same character.
That's what I'm saying.
Robert Mitchum, yeah, totally.
What I'm saying is that in that film, his religious front is far more egregious, where he clearly has no morals or no standards or anything like that. Here, whether or not they intended or not, the ambiguity of that he may be actually religious, maybe not, but he's still hypocritical in his own way, and that in and of itself
makes it worse.
A very interesting kind of character dynamic.
I think
this movie holds its cards with just a little tighter.
I think it makes it even worse though. Like if he does actually come from a background of being that preacher man, you know, he shouldn't be in the town doing what he is doing because it's beyond hypocritical, right? Like it just makes it even worse. That's why I was like, I didn't know
how the film could have elaborated on that.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's a missed opportunity. I don't want to give the film more credit than it actually is written. It probably was just like, oh, we have a dime store Western here. I'm just saying that there are really interesting kind of character angles that you could have really gone through that. I mean, apparently from what I read before is that with like Dean Martin and Robert Mitchum apparently didn't get along on set, and Dean Martin was very reclusive. So I don't know how much was intended with this film or not, but either way, missed opportunity overall.
I find that so interesting that Dean Martin would be a fucking introverse recluse, because like the guy had a fucking talk show. Like he was always interviewing and talking to people. He was always with people and doing shit. It's like, how random is that? Wasn't he still doing his talk show when he did this movie? You know? What wasn't he still doing?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Like, fuck, it's just great. Yeah, part of the Rat Pack, right? With Sinatra and shit. Yeah,
Jimmy, pull that up.
No, so I swear it was. It could have been earlier. It could have been late 50s into the mid 60s, and he was starting to do the chops a little bit more. I know he did acting here and there and stuff, but yeah.
I wish we had a Jamie pull that up.
We need Mason on the show for that. He's like our Jamie, but he doesn't want to admit it. I'm always like, Mason, pull it up. He's like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, all right, man.
No, Tyler can just give us the fake facts. And then
I'm looking it up.
What's that show on?
Actually, see, on the 22 shots, we don't fact check. We just talk shit. We actually pride ourselves on
I didn't even know it. And now that I've been called out, I'm like, I better.
But this is a more serious show. We actually need to get the facts straight, because if he didn't have the show and I'm telling people that he still was doing his talk show in 1968, I'm a fucking idiot, right? It's not even funny.
Now Tyler's going to look up
right now, like, you
trivia and say the wrong shit on purpose.
I don't think he was. To be honest, I'm going to take a while.
No, yeah, he was.
Oh, was he?
The Dean Martin Show is a TV variety comedy series that ran from 1965 to 1974.
Oh, it was on in the 70s? Oh, shit, I thought it was on in the late 50s to the late 60s. Wow.
Wait, you guys didn't know that Dean Martin was a show?
No, I was saying that.
Tony, where have you been?
I was wondering if he was still doing his show.
While he was
in 1968.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if he was still on. I thought it was the 50s to the late 60s, but it was actually the 60s to the 70s. Crazy. I just had the wrong time.
So this was right in the middle of it.
I've seen lots of clips of the Dean Martin show. I've seen lots of clips.
Trust me, I know the Dean Martin show.
Were you on the show? Were you a guest?
Look, I'm the oldest one here, and I'm not even close to being a guest on that show.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Was that it, JP?
That's it.
All right, man. So we're gonna move it along into some porn talk with Dan.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, in an attempt to not completely dominate the conversation, did anyone else watch this film for the discussion?
I've seen it before. I didn't watch it for the discussion.
Okay.
Which one is JP?
What are we talking about here?
Roommates.
I'm talking about Roommates. Chuck Vince's Roommates from 1982.
Jamie Gillis is in it. I know that.
Wait, are we talking
I do know
Chuck
some
Vincent,
Vince's
like
names.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Chuck Vincent?
No. No.
So all I know about this movie is I know the actor Jamie Gillis, like the porn actor. So that's it. I'm very unfamiliar with porn movies. So
yeah.
I'm
That's
enjoying it.
totally understandable.
Same boat.
Fair enough.
I feel like me and Dan are the only porn fans up in here.
I gotta say, one of my favorite memories of this, and I'll talk about film in a second. One of my favorite memories of the past Wasteland was everybody else was in the room talking about, horror films, this and that. Meanwhile, JP, I'm sitting on the edge of a bed with a beer in my hand at 2 PM, already buzzed, and JP comes over. He's like, "So about Taboo," and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, they're showing the Kay Parker documentary later. Let's go to that." And he's like, "Yeah, let's go." It was just such a good memory.
We were talking about.
I was expecting that to end, and then we fucked.
Well,
because
I
I'm
was
a
gentleman.
waiting
I don't
on
afternoon
buzz,
right
and JP came in talking about Taboo, and then we fucked, and then that was the greatest story ever.
Dan's
Well, I got
Showed each
I got a
other how
story I
much
can
we
tell
know.
That
me and
I
Dan
got
may be
off,
brothers,
Mike.
but we're not blood brothers.
No, you're Eskimo
Not yet, brother.
brothers.
No, you guys would fuck if you were brothers, right?
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Well, I try not to ramble on too much because this is a film that I have a lot to say about, and I'm really happy that for my first film on the show that I get to talk about a film of this quality. So, Roommates was released in 1982, written and directed by Chuck Vincent, also co-written by Rick Marks, known now as R.J. Marks, who genre fans know him from his non-adult work of films like Doom Asylum and Gore and Gore 2, and he's done a bunch of stuff, man. He's a truly, you look at his IMDb, and there's a lot of stuff that he did right and a lot of stuff that he didn't write that's listed, but I'll get more into that in a little bit. So Roommates is a very interesting film in that it came in the later part of the golden age of porn, where this was 82, so he had about a couple more years on you. So you have a lot of the big titles, but then at this point you have a lot of titles that are trying to do something more with the adult film that's not simply just like films that are solely meant to titillate. These are films that are actually, when I say adult films, I mean truly films that have hardcore sex in them, but are actually striving for something more. And that's exactly what this film is going for. So this film, it has a knockout cast. I mean, this is just, Chuck Vincent knew his cast well. He knew how to work with people well. It was fantastic. So the main three women you have in this film, you have Samantha Fox, Veronica Hart, and Kelly Nichols, who have all previously worked with Chuck Vincent in their own right. They've done films with them. Chuck Vincent was the kind of guy who, he worked with a lot of, he was gay. So the way that he wrote women was very interesting because he got a much more of a stronger character out of them, much more emotional, especially in this case. But anyways, you have other characters in this film, other actors in this film. You have like Jared Butler in the film, Jimmy Gillis in a small role, Ryan Jeremy in a small role, Bobby Astor, Gloria Leonard. It's an all-star cast, and basically
Gloria Leonard's in there.
Yeah, she plays the one early on in the film when she's showing Samantha Fox the apartment, or she's talking to Samantha Fox like, "Hey, get back into it," and all that. She's like, "Hey, I don't really know about that."
Dang, I didn't
because at this point,
that.
Gloria Leonard, to my knowledge, was retired from doing hardcore films, but still was doing work with Chuck Vincent anyways. So
yeah, she did a lot of production work and like activism and stuff after her porn career.
Yes, definitely.
Kelly Nichols is also, to tie it into horror, she is in Toolbox Murders.
That is correct, and I was going to bring that up later. That was
She's
technically actually
also
her
in
first
Chud.
film, to my knowledge. She is in Chud.
Toolbox Murders could really benefit from a few hardcore inserts. I feel like that movie, it would fit in so seamlessly.
It would.
If it was
I love
somehow
Toolbox Murders, though.
Oh, for sure, man. I think
it's so unbalanced. That movie's so unbalanced, man.
Took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say the same exact thing. It's unbalanced, but I think there are parts that are really good. But anyways, with this film, and I'm sorry, I'll try not to ramble on too much because I can talk about this film for an hour, so I'm going to try to condense in the best way that I can. So I do apologize if I start rambling, just cut me off. Anyway, so you have this film here. You have these, you have Samantha Fox, who is, she gets these two roommates, Veronica Hart and Kelly Nichols, and they're both
she's
trying
a
to make
prostitute,
their way.
right? Is my memory.
Samantha Fox's character is a former prostitute in the film, kind of being led back into that lifestyle in a way, because all three of these women, they're trying to make their way in the scene in their own right. Samantha Fox, she gets caught up in a bad situation with Bobby Astor. Veronica Hart is trying to be an actress. She's getting involved with another fella, Jack Wrangler, and Kelly Nichols, who is dealing with drugs and all that. She gets unfortunately involved with Jimmy Gillis and stuff. But the thing with the film is that we're following the plight of these three women. And what I love about the film so much is the way that not only Chuck Vincent directs these women, but the script as well. And I'll talk about it in a little bit. I actually had, fortunate enough, I reached out to the co-script writer, Rick Marks, aka RJ Marks now, and he's a total gentleman. I got to give a shout out to Mike White from the Projection Booth podcast, who steered me in the direction. I talked to RJ for a little bit. I was asking questions about the film and stuff, and about certain motivations and all that. And the way that him and Chuck write these characters, Chuck more so because he knew the actresses, but the way they write these characters is so strong, because this is a film where the sex in the film is far more complementary to the story and far less erotic and titillating. Whereas when there is sex in the film, for one, there's only
isn't there a rape scene in this
shots in the film? There is, but it's not totally on camera. There's a sequence in the mid, like the first act of the film, where Kelly Nichols' character, who is messed up on drugs, she's getting attacked by these guys, and Jamie Gillis is watching. And what's so great about the direction here is that Chuck Vincent's directing. You have Laurie Ravine as a cinematographer here, and it'd be very easy to make this film into a much nastier kind of film, where you have these women being roughed up by these guys, they're being mistreated. But Chuck has so much respect for these actresses and for these characters that he never indulges in that. Even later on in the film, when Jamie Gillis is in a violent attack scene, it's basically off camera. Whereas a rougher kind of film of this type could easily divulge more. Another film that I think of kind of a comparison to this, also starring Samantha Fox, is from Roger Watkins, which is Her Name Was Lisa, which is another similar kind of film. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not, but it's Samantha Fox's character in that film, Lisa, of course. Vinegar Syndrome has a solid blur of it. It's a really wonderful film, but that film is far more mean-spirited in this character sort of trying to become this kind of like big star, but then the downfall in her own right. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. A bunch of shit over. Anyways. This film is strongest because of the characters in this film, because of how much Chuck loves these actors and these characters, and that totally comes through. All of the performances in this film come from real life experiences with a lot of these people, and a lot of the actors that were cast for this film come from these people. So you have somebody like Kelly Nichols, who had a stint with drugs, or you have Jamie Gillis, who is normally playing these kind of sleazier sort of deviant kind of characters, and you have Ron Jeremy, who's in the film briefly, who's playing a kind of a goofball and stuff, and Veronica Hart, who's trying to be an actress and all that, and it all comes together so well. And the charisma between the three women is second to none. I mean, they have some sequences together of just pure dialogue where they are bouncing dialogue off one another. It is so heartfelt and it is so strong. And with that, all three men have their time to shine in a way to show how strong of actors they really are. One of the best scenes in the film, and I don't want to give away the whole thing, is when there's a character, I mean, I guess Veronica Hart, I don't want to give away the whole thing. She puts herself in a situation where she's going after this guy and things don't totally work out. So she has this really big emotional scene where she's like crying and like grabbing onto Jack Wrangler, or no, I'm sorry, not Jack Wrangler. I'm blanking on the name right now, of course, when I need it at the most.
Isn't that guy
Jerry Butler? Sorry, Jack Wrangler.
Yeah,
he died a little while ago. Actually, he died a decade ago, I believe, maybe longer than that.
Right.
Anyways. But she has a really great emotional scene, and you just totally feel for her, man. And it's just sort of like, my gosh, man, the plight of these women, what they're going through, it's just so well done. The acting is second to none, top notch. These are these performers at some of their strongest, man. It's ridiculous. And I think it helps in a way that Chuck Vincent has worked with these actors before. I think of like Jack and Jill from 1979 with Samantha Fox and Jack Wrangler as well. And that's a far more comedic film, but like right from the beginning, like scene of that film, they're joking around. Samantha Fox is saying this crazy dialogue that I can't repeat on air, but it's so well directed and it's so funny. It's like the comfortability is totally there. Mentioned before Jimmy Gillis that he has a small role in this film, but what I'm saying before is that he's great in the film. He's playing kind of like a tortured character, but he's like a deviant. He's going after Kelly Nichols. He's treating her kind of badly, man. It's really, actually, I shouldn't say treating her very badly as well. He's just really rough with her and stuff. It's just really gnarly. The film on its own, it plays such a great drama, man. Just the situations that these women get themselves into, it's never exploitive. You feel just the true heartache of these women. And when there is hardcore sex, it's complementary to the story, where Samantha Fox is having to go back into this lifestyle and she's being forced in these situations. And Kelly Nichols is being abused by these men. There's a horrific sequence where she's being attacked and they're like, well, I don't give away the whole sequence, but they're some of the dialogue you hear, they don't show. It's just like, my gosh, man, you really feel for her. And then Jimmy Gillis is being abusive towards her. It's so heartbreaking, man. And next thing is that Chuck Vincent was such a strong filmmaker on top of the script that he co-wrote with Rick Marks as well. And what I was saying before is that like a sequence with Jamie Gillis where when I initially watched the sequence where Jamie Gillis is hovering over Kelly Nichols and he's like, he's beating off, saying this really like wild dialogue, I was like, that seems like such a Jamie Gillis thing to do, because I'm thinking of like his later work of like his 90s kind of like voyeuristic sort of stuff, or late 80s like On the Prowl and that sort of stuff. So I asked RJ about that. I was like, how much of this was improvised and how much of it was actually scripted? And he came back to me and he's like, here, I'll show you the script. This wasn't improvised, this was totally scripted. And I'm reading it through and I'm like, my gosh, man, this is like verbatim. Chuck and RJ, they knew how to write these people. They knew what they were suited for, and it all comes together so well. I mean, as well as
Dan, you went and got like fucking the writer. Like,
I know,
damn,
dude,
it's got journalistic.
I have to give a major shout out. I said it before, but I'll say it again. I have to give a major shout out to Rick Marks, aka RJ Marks, a total gentleman, was willing to answer all my questions. We had some solid stories about Fred Lincoln. I mean, a true gentleman, and I can't just, truly, what a great guy. But even the way the film was shot, we have. Did
you ask him a question about Doom Asylum?
I didn't. That's for you guys to ask him, because I have not seen Doom Asylum, but I'm sure it's good.
Doom Asylum's awesome. I love Doom Asylum.
You gotta.
Yeah, I'm too busy watching Roommates to watch Doom Asylum. I actually watched this one twice now. With the way the film was shot is, I'm sorry, I'll wrap this up. I know I'm rambling. The way the film was shot is that when you have Larry Ravine, who's doing the cinematography, you have these really tender POV shots. There's a great sequence between Samantha Fox and I think it was Jack Wrangler, and they're playing around, they're having fun. They're like, first one to take the clothes off, they get their navels kissed, and it's like, oh, it's kind of funny and all that. But then like the way it's shot, it's like so emotional and so like intimate. It's like, wow, man, this is beautiful. This isn't even like, it's erotic, sure, but it's like, this isn't solely to titillate. This is for something else.
This is making love.
Dude, hearing Dan
honestly,
gush about porn films is great.
No, he should be on a commentary.
Yeah.
Honestly, you should make commentaries.
I don't think there's anybody in the history of porno reviews more enthusiastic than Dan's being right now. I'm telling you right now. There is a reason
on a commentary, man.
I thought it was Peter North on the like. No, man, this is him all over his camera right now. That's the reason why we can't see him.
Well, that's why I'm very thankful you guys. I asked Tyler directly, but I'm very thankful you guys had me be on here, because I'm such a fan of this film, and I have such a strong enthusiasm about this film that even you guys who are not into adult films, I still think that if you watch this, you'd be able to get something out of it, because it's far more of a drama with hardcore sequences than it is an adult film that happens to have a plot around it. Right. It's just so touching, man. Like I said, like there's one sequence in the film with Samantha Fox, and I don't want to give away the whole details. There's one part where she's hanging out with these guys, and then another character walks in, and I don't want to give it all away, but she gets really emotional on the couch, and she's like, just go ahead and do it, just do it. And I'm like, I'm watching the sequence. I'm like, man, the hairs on my arm are standing. This isn't just like, oh, a performer, you get naked and do this and that.
That's what you call it?
Yeah, the hairs on my arm are standing, man. I'm like getting chills, when, and my balls,
Yeah, right. There you go.
It's yeah, but it's such like a moving sequence. I'm like, this isn't just like dollars. This isn't like just like, oh, peep show, like put in your quarter and you beat off, you go home. This is like. The filmmaking here is second to none. This is such a beautiful and touching film about these three women. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up because I know I'm rambling on. I'll talk about this more in depth in my own show. I love this film so much. As for the features on this release, the features in this are second to none as well. You have a lot of features on this. I'm going to go through it here. So you have, this film was also released in a softcore version, which were alternate scenes that were filmed for the Playboy channel, as well as an R-rated version. So you have the trailers for the X-rated, R-rated, and softcore.
Damn, the Playboy channel can't even show fucking X. Jeez.
No, it's softcore.
There's an interesting story that Rick Marks was talking. Well, they would sell the films to Playboy as well. Because what's great, I'll get to this in a little bit, but they shot different sequences that were softcore, so they could sell it to the market, then show the hardcore sequences, in theaters and all that. Anyway, so you have all three trailers in there. You have a new commentary for both Veronica Hart and Kelly Nichols. Samantha Fox has unfortunately passed away. She passed away in 2020. And when you listen to this, man, it's like when you listen to Kurt Russell and John Carpenter talk. They have so much fun together talking about this film. I mean, truly, the charisma on screen, it comes through with the way they're talking. You have Revisiting Roommates, an archival interview with Veronica Hart and Kelly Nichols in 2010. They work so well together. You know, that they shoot the shit. They're joking around. They're having fun. I mean, they're just so great together. You have an archival Q&A at the Anthology Film Archives with the cast and crew from 2014. Now, admittedly, this was the only feature I didn't watch because it was about an hour and about 5 minutes in, the audio was kind of messed up. So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to get out of it. You have The Best of Everything, a new interview with screenwriter Rick Marks, who I've mentioned before I talked to, a true gentleman, a true, just a real cool guy. And he talks about a lot of great stories in here as well. Moving in, a new interview with cinematographer Larry Ravine, who's done a bunch of stuff, directed his own work. He directed, what the hell's the name of that film he did a couple years after this? I'm going to blank on the name because I always forget it. It's Only Angels Have Wings, I think it was called, from 82 or 3, I believe. I'm gonna find this right now because I know I'm gonna get off mic and regret it. Yeah, 82. Wanda Whips Wall Street. Only Angels Have Wings is the Howard Hawks film. I don't know why I was thinking that, but that also has Veronica Hart.
Like, what?
You didn't correct me, you bastard.
Well, I thought like you're talking about something else. It's like there's no way he's talking about the Howard Hawks movie.
No.
I just watched that. I just watched that like 2 days ago.
No, that was the
I
Howard
have no
Hawks
idea what that
film.
in my head. Exactly. There you go, Moodz. Anyways, there's a great interview with him as well. You have music videos that they shot with some songs from the film. You have a script on screen featurette, which is also as well in the Rick Marks feature, where they talk about the way they wrote out the sequences as the way they were filmed, where they were far more descriptive, which is as well, I think, is one of the stronger parts of the film. Like Chuck Vincent and Rick Marks, the way they wrote the love sequences were so fantastic, which he was kind enough to send me some of the sequences as well, which I won't read out now because I don't have the time and I'm rambling on like a madman. Archival image gallery, which are just like kind of newspaper ads and press releases and all that. Subtitles, region free, Blu-ray. I'm running out of breath here. I don't mean to ramble on. I love this film so much. I think Chuck Vincent is one of the strongest. I put him up there with Gerard Damiano and Bob Chin as one of the true strong adult filmmakers from this golden age. They were doing such interesting work that unfortunately was not fully appreciated at the time that it was released. But now that we have companies like Quality X, Melosine, Distropix putting out these wonderful, wonderful releases, we are now fully able to appreciate in 2024 the genius that is Roommates. I'm going to take a breath, have a sip of this beer, and then we'll move on.
What did you rate it?
Oh, I have to rate it? Oh no.
Hell yeah, give us something besides a thumbs up.
I don't like to rate films. That's my problem.
I don't care.
Well, well, the release itself, I will say right now, the Blu-ray release is a 10 out of 10. It looks amazing. Great features, great commentary. The film itself, I didn't really talk about any of the issues that I had, which are far and few between. The only real issue I had with the film is some stuff with the Kelly Nichols, Jamie Gill stuff, a little underdeveloped, but that's not a huge thing. And maybe some like technical issues, like the one part I was laughing at where they're talking in the apartment early on, and there's a dude on the couch who's not supposed to be in frame, and I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? And I'm like, what?
That's classic.
I mean, half his face is in the frame.
That's better than a boom mic in there, a whole dude.
Well, there is a boom mic in the previous scene where it's like in the shot. Sure. I'm like, dude, come on. No, I don't know. I don't really know how to rate this because I know what this film means to me, but I don't also want to overhype it where somebody's going to watch it and go like, oh, this wasn't as good as you said it was. So,
to say 8 then.
Is there anal?
No.
There actually wasn't a ton of anal back then.
I'm not watching it then.
I mean, there was, depending on the film. The Annie sprinkling in this. No, I will say, I'm gonna give 2 ratings. I'm gonna be a dickhead. I'll give 2 ratings. If you're not a fan, if you don't normally watch a lot of adult films and you're like, I want to watch a film to kind of get me into it or watch one that's not as quite titillating, for a general viewer, I would say 8 out of 10. I think the drama and the acting, the writing is that strong. For me personally, because of just how much I love this film and how much I love the personnel involved. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of at like a 9.5, honestly. I really love this film.
Man, you don't gotta beat about the bush.
Between an 8,
all pun intended.
You know what? Between an 8 and 9.5, we'll put a 9. How about that? A 9 it is. And that's my
don't feel bad for rating shit high because it doesn't matter.
Do whatever you want.
Ratings are for dummies, man. Rate it how you want.
I love
don't ever beat around the bush.
my point with that is I don't want to hype it up too much. And then somebody watches and goes like, "Oh, that wasn't that good. That was just like a melodrama." Because then I'm like, okay, well, I can't, you know what? Do about it. I can only talk about
you just talked about it for like
movies.
20 minutes. I doubt they're gonna wait for a rating to decide whether or not they
can't rate movies based on what other people might think, man. That's why I always say ratings for dummies, man. Like I can rate like a shot on video film 9.5 out of 10. Somebody will come in and go, dude, that's a 0.5 out of 10. I don't care. I like the film. That's what
the fact you didn't all rate Redneck Zombies a 10 out of 10 is disappointing as all hell, because that film's a masterpiece.
Wait,
it's one of my all-time favorites.
10 out of 10.
Moodz is the only good one. The rest of you all shame. I'm gonna crack another beer.
I love Redneck. And like Revenge is another one. I'm so stoked for that we're getting that. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm really, really hoping that DeGauser either announces Blood Cult either in April or for the May sale. Like having both of those together would be so amazing.
I feel like since they're doing Revenge, Blood Cult is getting a release too. It's got to be. It has to be, right? Tony, I thought about the same thing when I saw Revenge. I'm like, well, where's Blood Cult? It's got to be coming.
Blood
Clot. Apparently, in my
and the Ripper with Tom Savini.
Right,
those two have to come. That one does as well.
Oh, dude, I would love to see what that would look like too.
Shit.
That's a great that Blood Pack, triple pack DVD. Oh, that shit was amazing.
I know it's gonna be so sad when I have to get rid of it.
Yeah, man. Fuck. I don't know. I'll probably keep it just for nostalgic reasons because that shit. I don't know. I watch it a lot, man. Those are good. Blood Cult's legitimate though, man. It's a good fucking movie.
Yeah, it's solid. The first ever shot on video, direct to video movie,
which was always kind of horseshit because like even Sledgehammer I think predates that, right? Because Sledgehammer is what 82.
Yeah, I think Blood Cult's like 85. It's like way after. Like Boarding House is like 82.
So Boarding House too, but I think Blood Cult actually is one of the first shot on video films to get actually a theatrical release. I think that's what it gets skewed in. Like it got a theatrical, I think, or I might be tripping on that.
Actually, like it's Boarding House that was theatrical. And I think Blood Cult is the first one made straight for the home market. I think that's kind of what they were saying.
That's what it is. Okay. Yeah. I knew man, fucking Sledgehammer got a fucking theatrical. It must have been a very limited, like mom and pop theater kind of thing. Cause really, could you imagine going to see that shit in 1982 and watching 27 minutes of a food fight in the theater? Like, that's what I fucking paid for.
That sounds kind of awesome.
Like so much. And another 27 minutes of slow-mo.
Like the opening shot of the house is like 2 minutes long.
Dude, it's so fucking ridiculous. You want to talk about padding? That's how they did it in shot on video days. And they didn't actually shoot a lot. They just stretched out the time by making everything in slow-mo.
I know we're about to talk about another one here soon.
Oh my God, yes.
We have to thank Boarding House for giving us Barry Jenkins' masterpiece Things, because he saw that film and he said, I can do a better job than that. And he made the classic film Things.
Well, I will warn people, man, if you ever want to watch Boarding House, don't ever watch the director's cut that's like 2.5 hours long. It is it's so fucking painful to watch because the actual original version, well, the original home video version was, I think, like a normal length, like 80-90 minutes or whatever. So this one's like almost double the length. It's crazy. But there's so much padding in there. It's worse than Beauty Queen Butcher, whatever that movie is. Okay, so that movie right there is one of the only movies I've ever seen where they show an entire beauty pageant scene. It goes on for fucking 45 minutes.
That movie is such a fucking slog.
Dude, there's no edits for 45 minutes. It's literally just a camera pointed at the scene and it just goes on and on and on. And it's like 2 fucking hours. It's one of the, like, I love shot on video, dude, but that shit makes me want to just hurt myself.
Yeah, it's like your aunt's camcorded like footage of like your niece's like pageant from 1993 and you're watching it for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, it made me want to pop in Wood Chipper Massacre and watch it over and over and over and over again. Like
Right.
that movie has one good scene, but I was like, I want to watch Wood Chip Massacre over and over again with
You
Cool
just
Duder,
watch-
with fucking Cool Duder. So,
Watch 40 minutes
Gotta
of
get
that
his
kid
rainbow
just
knife.
air guitaring.
I always remember
Oh.
running in the driveway with that knife. He's like, I got my knife, I got my knife. Meanwhile, all the packing peanuts are fucking flying out. Anyways.
and that was not a rip on Cool Duder. I'm just saying because he's a big fan of that film.
Let's get him on the show.
So link down in the description if you guys never heard of him. I'm joking. Fuck, whatever.
If you get Cool Dude on the show, I will call him out for ripping me off for $100.
Oh, on the
No,
right.
your name was in one of the films, I thought. No?
I was
Yeah, didn't
supposed
they
to
actually do it?
No, I was supposed to pick someone. I was supposed to get to name a character. Nobody
Yeah,
ever
I thought they did
contacted
it.
me.
Only
Wait,
if
did you
it's
name one of the
the,
characters
No, no one
Jeremy?
even contacted me.
only
They
if the
just took my
last
money.
name was included.
Were you going to name the
That-
character Jeremy Freeman?
I was gonna name the character Jeremy Freeman.
Character who was named Jeremy in one of his recent films. I don't know if that's coincidence
Yeah, I
or
think
not,
that's just
but, like,
coincidence. 'cause
Nah, it's gotta be Freeman.
Nobody
Or it doesn't
ever,
Crying Freeman.
nobody
Ryan
ever,
Freeman.
nobody
Oh my
ever
God, that
contacted
meme is the
me.
best.
Nobody ever answered any of my emails. The motherfucker took $100 from me.
Wow, $100.
Anytime Jeremy
gives
gives me shit for my ratings, I just call him Crying Freeman. He's like, you like this movie? I'm like, all right, Crying Freeman, calm down. Man. Anyway, sorry.
All right. So that was a lot of porn talk. Good stuff, Dan. I don't know if I'll watch it. Don't be offended. I just don't watch. I mean, the thing is with pornos, even like porno movies, like it takes me like 4.5 weeks to get through a 90-minute movie.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
the same
The
way.
way that I
like,
see it,
It's just really tough, man. Like it's like I do a lot of not watching.
yeah,
Okay,
you
you know
telling you saying that the movie has like an R-rated cut on it kind of like perked my ears up a little bit because like me like watching like well professionally made porn like these classic adult titles
Which
like
I have,
half the
actually.
time I just get fucking bored because like I'm in it for the curiosity of the filmmaking aspect, not so much as like the erotic nature of it. So like an R-rated cut of something like Roommates, like I'm super interested in.
let me
I
put
don't
it
know
this
if that
way, is
makes me
it's kind of
gay
what I
or
was talking
not,
about.
but hey.
Well, Tony, you're gay for different reasons, but no. The way that I
Enough
see it
about
is
the
that
pacing.
what I was talking about earlier is that it's more about, I think right now, people want to talk about, oh, people aren't buying Blu-rays anymore, this and that, whatever. I think right now the releases that we're getting and the versions that we're getting, I mean, the fact that in 2024 we're getting such a great Blu-ray of a film like Roommates is that whether or not you're into adult films or not, whatever, that's your prerogative. Whether you want to watch them or don't watch them, buy them, don't buy them, I don't really care. I'm not, I'm not married to these films. The fact of the matter is that they're being preserved for time, so they're not lost to time. And the fact that somebody who in 10 years from now could be like, oh, I've never heard of this film Roommates, I wonder what this is. Oh, this is an adult film. I wonder what other adult films are. That's why I love what Metalscene's doing right now with Distrapix and Quality X and Peakorama, is that these films that are adult films like horror films, where they're kind of considered like, oh, they're lesser films. They're not, they don't, we don't need to preserve them. Now we're getting, Arrow 4Ks of these, horror films. We're getting 4Ks of these adult films like, Sex World and, Young Like Hot. And that's great, I think that right now we're in such a good time for a lot of these home media releases that I'm just very happy that I can sit here and hold the copy, which you can't see because I got cum all over my screen, but I can hold a copy of Roommates in my hand and go, this is a great addition. Anyways, I'm officially done rambling. Next film.
All right, Tyler.
All right, so we started with the Spanish bloodbath. And now we're going to take a trip into the bubble bath.
The Hungarian
Ew.
bubble bath.
Dun, dun.
So, yeah, this is a title.
You were
from
referring, this is the porno too?
It might as well be.
I was disappointed. There's no sex in it.
Not even
There's no
close.
penetration. What the hell?
But yeah, this is a title from the Deaf Crocodile line. I guess this is one of the things they specialize in is animation, and I'm at a point where I'm just like really curious about animation. And they have a lot of animation from like different countries. Last time I said this was a Turkish movie, so if you were coming in looking for a Turkish animated movie, prepare to be disappointed because it's Hungarian. But
dude, stop with your bad facts.
It's actually a Norwegian film. God
Where's
damn it.
Carly at?
Yeah, why is Carly not here just to be our Jamie?
Yeah, how could you make such a
what
horrible
year is
mistake?
this, Tyler?
this is 1979. So it's that early animation style. And one thing that like I've really started to notice about animation from all over the world is pretty much in the US, the large majority of animation is made for kids or like young adults, whereas like other parts of the world are like they actually just make stuff like for adults. And this I guess is a pretty good example of this. This movie's it's really experimental and it's like it's really interesting, at least in the aspect, and visually it's like it's really cool. The animation style and like kind of changes all throughout the movie. Like you have your characters that look like this, and then like sometimes the movie also looks like this. And it's like it's very free flowing and like unstructured like you traditionally would see in like Western animation or even Eastern animation. And yeah, so the plot of this movie is pretty loose. It's like it's a really loose like framework. Basically, you have this guy, his name's like something crazy, like Zolst or something. It's his wedding day, and he's getting the shakes. He's thinking twice about this marriage thing. So he goes to this girl's house, which is like their mutual friend who's kind of like single in her 30s, free living type of gal. And he shows up there and he's like, "You gotta help me. You gotta call my bride, which is this woman up here, and tell her the wedding's off." And I didn't know this when I got this, but this is also a musical. And uh by the look of it, it kind of reminded me of like Schoolhouse Rock at first, just like the way some of the music was and like the way it looks. But it's kind of like almost like I guess like therapeutic would be the word to use, where it's kind of just like an adult film about like anxiety and like moving on with life. The plot's really simple. It's just she's this guy trying to bail out on his wedding day, and then he makes her call like the friend over here, and then the friend starts like calling her like bitter and single because she's like in her 30s. And it's like but it's juxtaposed with like these wacky colors and like different animation styles. One thing it does too is that like it takes real life elements or like different types of animation and blends it, so it's like kind of unique. Like you'll have a random like shot of like a real wall or something that's supposed to be in the room, and they'll put like some of like the hand drawing animation in front of it, and then it'll swap into like the other world, and then a musical. So it's really wacky. But yeah, it's like it's a really loose framework, and it's just this like story about this day and like a way to like just kind of it's basically just a conversation between like those two main characters, and then another character show up at the same time, but it's just ongoing conversations between these four characters just about like life anxieties and like that kind of thing. um there's not like a really lot to it besides that. um it took me a little bit to get into this movie, but like I eventually like really appreciate what it is. And like I'm not gonna like talk about the ending of it, but it's not like anything that like anybody who's watching this movie saw like coming up. It's a very like simple, just kind of like nice story, and like the narrative isn't like what's important at all. It's just like it's really experimental in its animation style. It is something cool that I haven't seen really before at all. It's very different, like very like chaotic, free flowing style that you don't really it doesn't feel like any other like country whose animation I've seen. It's something different. It was pretty cool. I liked it for what it was, but it wasn't something that like I don't know that actively like had a big effect on me. I know you watched this too, Dan. What did you think about this?
Well, it's interesting that you talked about a lot of the points that you had. Is that I agree with you as well. As I feel like with what Def Crocodile are putting out for their animation, a lot of their titles. I've bought a lot of their titles, haven't watched a whole lot of them. Like I also bought I think it's called Benny's Bathtub, which is like a 40-minute film to my knowledge. But I have watched like the Space Mission, which is a very interesting film. But I was surprised at how much I really got out of this film. I mean, there's a certain point where about 15-20 minutes in, I'm watching this film and I'm a little lost in the narrative. And I'm like, it might be a cultural thing.
It's a little bit chaotic.
But I was fine with that. And at a certain point, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna follow it, but I am not as concerned with the narrative. Just be able to be succumb to the animation, to the music, and all that. One of the things I thought was really interesting is that I'm watching this film, and one of the comparisons that I immediately made, probably about halfway through or so, is I don't know how familiar you are with a lot of like Picasso's paintings, the way he'd make these kind of like angled lines where you'd have one solid image with like 5 lines in it with different colors in each. But that's what a lot of the animation in this film felt like, where you'd have a character, the woman or the man, and their body would be one color, their legs be another color, and all that. I thought that was very interesting. The way it was
Yeah, the
very
animation is like super interesting, and like the way it just like shifts like throughout the whole movie.
For sure. What I thought was especially impressive was they do it a couple times in the film where they have these I don't know what it's called when the camera spins around. There's like a term for it. But when a character when the camera spins around a room, in this film, the way they did perspectives was great. You'd see like in the mirror, you'd see a table like in the forefront, and then it'd back off and it'd be in the back. And the way that it all went about, it was like it always felt a little like rugged, a little like rough, but it had a charm in its own right. I don't know if you watched any of the features on this or not, or you read up anything about it, but
Yeah,
apparently I
I
read
did.
this was like okay. Well, you can get to that in a bit. I don't want to step on
Yeah.
your toes on that front. But I was surprised at how much I got out of this film, man. I thought this was such a fun, enjoyable, quirky, like avant-garde experimental film. I really like this film, man.
Yeah, I
I mean,
thought
I
it
don't
was
want to step on your toes, but like,
yeah, so like it's funny you bring up like the features because yeah, there's 5 short films of his that are on the features, and I did watch them all. They all kind of range in quality, but like you can kind of see like his more of like him just trying out different things artistically, and it kind of made me like the movie more.
did
He
you
has
notice as well that? Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say he had one short on here. It was called Monologue, where he used all cutout animation, and it was just like so like it was just such like wild editing, and like it was like really satirical and like political and just like fucking all over the place and just like fast action. It was like really fascinating. I almost liked it maybe more than the feature, but just like seeing his like catalog of work, like working up to making this, like really like interested me. That short monologue kind of reminded me of the movie Daisies, just like the way it was like colorly and like stylistically and just like kind of was like just like barreling like shit at you. You know what I mean?
Right, right. It's funny because I was looking up the features on this release out of curiosity, and the fact that they had those short films on there actually made me want to pick up the release on its own. I think it's a really solid film in its own right, but also those short films as well. One of the things that I thought was interesting that I don't know if you noticed as well is that the character designs throughout the film change forms. So you have the main
Yeah,
two characters whose names I apologize, I forget their names.
they all have
But like
crazy
I
names. The
know
guy's name is like Zoltal. The girl's name is I think like Ankita or something. And then I think his wife's
I'm not
name
gonna
is
remember any
like
of that shit. But
Cora.
anyways,
Aniko.
but
Aniko was the girl's name.
I liked how like and I swear to God, this is not me being a pervert. This is a literal observation I made. I mean, I am a pervert, but this is not that. But like when they would like pan the camera around her breasts went from like pointy, kind of like sharp, like pencil drawings to more detailed, like circular drawings. And I that was a noticeable um artistic difference that they did throughout the film. I'm not as knowledgeable of the background of this film. You more than I, Tyler, but I thought that it was so interesting the way they went about different kind of drawings and artistic kind of flavors they went about.
Yeah, it was definitely something like really different. Like I really enjoy like even if I didn't like fully maybe get everything out of it, like I really enjoyed it from just like an educational standpoint. But yeah, there's like heavy metal level boobage in this movie.
Where was the country?
So
Where is it from again?
Hungary.
So is
And to my
it?
people.
Do you watch it in the native language and read
Yeah,
subs, or
yeah, you have to read subs.
so there is no English audio for it? Okay.
Yeah. But
Just
yeah,
curious.
there's also a restoration. It's like 10 minutes long of like making restoring the movie. And I mean, I guess that's just cool. Is like I take it a little bit out of that. One thing they talked about in that this was the third animated movie to be completely made in Hungary, and this was the first one that target audience was adults. and not kids. Usually, I guess like Hungarian animation movies are very commonly like based around like folk tales, and I've picked up like I haven't watched them yet. One of them hasn't even got two of them haven't or one of them hasn't gotten here yet. Is I picked up two more releases from Def Croc on the next sub thing that came out, and on the one that I'm waiting, and the one that came in with this I also picked up like a second like Hungarian animated movie just to like kind of like give like that whole label just to try with that stuff. But yeah, it was really interesting for at least what it was. It's definitely something I'd recommend just for like it's short too. It's like 79 minutes. So it's like if you're not like totally into it, which I get because it is like a musical, there is a lot of like singing in it, but it's not really like it's not like watching a Disney movie, you know what I mean? There's a lot more to it. It's basically just like dance of like an avant-garde piece where it's just like a conversations between people and they like highlight like what they're talking about with like just like music and like different colors and like artistic formations. It's like it's really neat. It's kind of like you kind of just have to see it to like see what like I'm talking about, but it's really cool. I'm not sure if it's streaming anywhere, but I don't know. It's something like I know it's like a real like oddity and maybe like a real specific audience, but it's something like I definitely recommend. Like,
Is it political?
No, not the movie's not really political at
No.
all. It's more of just like it's more of like the closest comparison like I could make of like a movie like this would imagine something like like The Big Chill or like Dazed and Confused, but they're like 40 years old. And it's like it's contained. It's something like that, just like where it's like conversations and like hangouts, but it's like a smaller, like contained cast, and they're like 40 years, like late 30s, 40s. It's not like a party movie.
Tyler, I'm gonna cut off there. Actually, what I think I might slightly disagree with you there. I feel like this is probably closer to a traditional play because that's what it kind of feels like. The fact that the majority of this film was really in this apartment with like a lot of interiors and stuff. I think this plays closer to you could take the same script and the same songs and do it.
You don't think this is
in
more
a
of like a
different kind of
hang?
fashion.
You don't think this is? You could do all those like pretty well, like at least like The Big Chill, for example, as a play too. But like, you don't think this is kind of like a hangout movie, like hang out and talk about life movie?
I
Kind
think
of
to
like
a certain
Noah.
extent.
That's how I felt. Kind of like a Noah Baumbach type thing.
Maybe not quite Noah Baumbach, but I would say that it's a film that's not as reliant on the narrative. But I do think that this plays more of a play than it does a hangout film. But I understand where you're coming from, but I agree with you to a certain extent. Anyways, I'm sorry, another conversation.
No, it's just like that's one. I just thought, I just kind of it kind of seems to me just like I don't know. But yeah, it's like it is like the narrative's not really important at all in this. It's just like a vehicle, really. And like the wraparound, like the movie, like goes from the movie like ends kind of like quickly from once it like resolves like its plot of the day. But it pretty much goes where you'd expect, and it was a nice wraparound to it. But yeah, it's definitely a cool release. I'm gonna check out more stuff from this label. I'm definitely just like interested in just like odd like animation like this. I'm really like fascinated with like the medium at the time.
I don't mean to cut you off there. I have a question for all of you guys. There's one film that I'm a big fan of that I've literally never heard anyone ever say they've seen. Have any of you seen the film Princess from 2006?
Nope.
No.
What was it called?
It's called Princess. It's a Danish film. It's an animated film. I've never heard anyone has ever seen this film. It's a revenge film like from 2006 that I love so much that I've literally never heard anyone mention. I didn't know if you guys had seen it or not.
Never heard of it.
Okay, well, put that on your watch list then.
Have
Anyways,
you seen
Tyler,
Rover Dangerfield?
What's up?
Have I seen one?
Have you seen Rover Dangerfield?
Oh, the animated? No, I have not seen Rover
No,
Dangerfield.
I never even heard of that.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a famous film.
It's Rodney Dangerfield as a dog animated
That's
movie.
so sick.
Yeah, Warner Archive just put it out.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to scoop that then. That sounds like something you have to have.
They have their 4 for $49 sale going on now.
Do they really?
Oh, really? Shit.
Wait, are you
4
serious?
for 49? Wasn't it 4 for 44?
Why would I lie
before?
about that?
Yeah, they changed it.
It was 40
To 49?
before,
What
but
a
they're
bunch
doing
of
a thing now.
fuckers. Why?
Yeah, they kept juicing it up over the years.
Where's the sale at, Dan?
Yeah, I didn't know they were still doing sales.
My
Yeah,
man,
because the one
it's all
sale I
on
went
the
and bought
internet.
like 30 titles. They were like, it's the last sale that we're ever gonna have. So I went and fucking bought everything, and I'm like, fuck.
It was
One
the
month
last sale
later?
they ever had.
It's
on
true.
Warner
I haven't bought a
Archive.
Until
single
now.
one since.
Yeah, I literally haven't either. I think there's
Go
still
on,
a few
go on
Warner,
Facebook after.
but I'm gonna have to branch
Go
out.
on
There's
where?
still a few like other films I want to grab,
Shut
not
the
just
fuck
horror
up.
films.
Where is the sale?
The
On the
what
internet,
the
bro.
fuck? You guys
It's the
love
fucking
Google.
internet. Are you familiar with it?
We're
You
on
guys
the
on
internet.
Netscape? What the hell?
They
It's on
just
the
put
internet.
out a shit ton of like Hanna-Barbera like feature length animated movies.
I know
Well,
they
they
put out.
I
announced,
want to
a lot
get
of
those.
to get the
they
box.
announced,
They were stalking on the Scooby Doo and like fucking totally cool, man.
Yeah, I want to get
Like
all
the
I'm hyped
original
because they
ones.
just announced The Rain People. I love that film, so I'm definitely picking that up. Anyways,
I
Tyler,
still
do
don't
your
know
thing.
where the sale is.
God
Go to
damn,
the
I'll send
fucking
it to you
website. Go to
after.
Warner Archive, you fucking dummy.
Did you not listen to the conversation? They stopped doing that when you participated in their last sale.
So they got rid of the website.
I'll send it after.
There's
Yes,
no website.
they don't do that anymore. You have to. There's like
Oh my
other
gosh.
places now.
It's probably
look
a
it up right
Facebook
now.
thing. It's probably some fucking stupid Facebook thing where you got to like email some dude with a list and he sends you a real sketchy fucking invoice. And you're like, hey, pay this shit. And then they don't send the shit to you.
Yeah, drop
That's how
a
it goes.
link. Oh, I can't find this either. Drop a
So
link.
it really was
I'm
the
looking
last
it up
sale.
right now.
Yeah, that's what I tell you.
There's
Fuckers.
Good
definitely a couple
Lord.
I missed. Like I did the same thing on that
What
last
did you
show.
rate that fucking movie?
At first I was at a 7, but after I watched the special features, I'll go up to 7.5.
Wow. That's pretty much a 10 out of 10 for everyone else. Fuck.
What about you, Dan? What'd you rate it?
I rated it an 8. I think it's a wonderful film.
Nice.
So me and JP have done, 250 something episodes together at 22 shots. We've done this show. We've done other things. We've had a lot of fucking guests on the shows. A lot of
Mhm.
guests.
Yes.
Dan has definitely set the record for saying the word wonderful more than anybody else in the history of our podcasting. Fucking, it's crazy.
I
just
didn't
wanna-
notice.
I
did
just
notice
wanna
that.
Pride.
That's funny.
I've never
as
heard
hell.
anyone use the adjective wonderful so much. Like you say that shit so elegantly that
Wonderful.
I totally think that you're not a complete pervert when you say wonderful. I swear you do it purposely. You're persuading me to think that you're actually pretty fucking normal and not a pervert. So
Moodz, you're wonderful, all right?
thank you. No, I'm actually not. I'm a piece of shit. I'm actually a fucking piece of shit. So
If you are, you're a great guy, all right? All you guys and Tyler.
we'll
are all right.
find out in October when we all meet up again at Wasteland.
Oh God,
You
give me that
got-
Ron Jeremy picture.
We'll be leaving. Everyone's like, "Fuck it, Aaron, when you coming back?" Moods, fuck off. Send your wife.
Moodz called me slurs. What the hell?
That's all I got after that fucking Wasteland trip. Was like, man, your wife's so fucking awesome. I'm like, yeah, it's just Moods, whatever. Fuck, who cares? Thanks, guys.
Fair
Thanks,
enough.
guys. We're going 3,000 miles for this shit, man. Give me some fucking props. Come on.
God bless you.
Anyways, October, it'll be awesome. We should actually record. We should
Do a show there.
Somebody
Oh, we
mentioned
should.
they're
That'd be great.
someone actually mentioned like, man, you guys should you set up a fucking table somewhere and do like a 22 shots, like whatever.
Especially like
right there.
after the convention like closes.
Yeah,
We go up
Oh,
to
God.
somebody's room. I'm
Get
down.
hung over.
dude, that would
Yeah.
be so cool because
That'd be
That'd be
dope
sick.
as hell.
yeah, like how Dave used to do interviews with like with Fred and stuff, like up in the hotel room and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
That'd be sick.
Fred Vogel for the people that I'm using first names like people know who the fuck I'm talking about. Like
It's Fred Vogel, no big deal.
Mhm. Anyways, you can catch well, actually not those. Well, maybe some. I don't know if those interviews from Wasteland and stuff are the ones that are on the features on the new Unearthed Blu-rays. Do you guys know? Is that where you did those?
I'm
Not sure.
bro.
No idea. They could be. Anyways, moving
Okay,
Let's
along.
talk about Mexican Chucky.
Yes,
That's
yes.
that's what I came here for.
Moving along, man. Okay, so my pick for this month is a film called Herencia Diabolica, also known as on IMDb as
already
Diabolica Inheritance, which makes a little bit more sense to the narrative. But yeah, so the Spanish title, Herencia Diabolica. And it is literally Child's Play kind of ripoff. So did that right there. I think it's the same artwork. Yeah. So So Tony, you'd seen this shit before? That's insane to me. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't
to
know
me.
what it was. Like, I feel like I was going through like a Mexico kick in like the early to mid like 2010s because like I own that Crypt of Terror horror from south of the border set that had like Vacation of Terror and
Right.
Don't Panic and all that shit. So I
Right.
think around that time I was just like literally like deep diving and just trying to find any like Mexican horror movie I could find, and I found that on YouTube, and yeah, it was something else.
So for the people that, yeah, it's essentially the Mexican Chucky. It's that's the idea. So this came out in 1993, obviously 5 years after the American Child's Play film, which I thought was really interesting. Like 5 years after the fact seems so far. I mean, at this point in the Child's Play franchise, we already have what, Child's Play 3's out. So there's already 3 of these, and they're just making this one. So essentially what we have here is the film open. Well, I'll just, yeah. So a couple basically inherits this property because this dude's aunt has passed away. She's passed away. She's left them the property, and they live in New York. I think it's in the narrative. They live in New York. So they moved to Mexico. Yeah, they moved to Mexico, inherit the place and stuff like that. And of course, she's pregnant. The wife's pregnant, and they start kind of peeking around the house, and they come across this doll, and this diabolical doll, because that's what you do when you inherit a house. You got to go looking around for shit. You got to investigate what's in the house and stuff like that. Anyway, she comes across
find
this
the freebies.
she comes across this like clown doll. She's like, oh shit, that's fucking trippy. Anyways, certain things start happening. The dolls start showing up here. One thing leads to another. She dies. Baby lives. And this movie is so bizarre. So I'll just leave it there. This movie is kind of bizarre, like the way it's edited and stuff. Like, it's a pretty short film. I think it only runs 78 minutes or something like that. Like it's like under 80 minutes, but it clips along. It really does clip along. So we get an opening scene in the film where the film opens up and it's got the aunt, and she's sitting outside by her pool or whatever, and she's got like the doll on her, and she fucking just passes away. That's our backstory. That's our fucking backstory. So we get into this and stuff. And so the kid lives. Basically, she ends up getting killed. The kid lives. And it jumps forward like instantly, like 6 years.
Yeah, the time, like they
there's
don't
like
really,
2 jumps.
Yeah, they don't really like tell you it's gonna happen either.
No. There's no. That's the thing about this film that's so fucking weird, is that like all of a sudden she gets pushed down, or she falls down some stairs and dies, and then kid lives. It jumps 6 years. Like it's like the next clip. Like there's no transition at all, and all of a sudden like the kid is like 6 years old. The dad's bringing home a present for him, a soccer ball, blah blah blah. He's like 6 years old,
and a new wife,
and basically a new wife. Like his. And so the narrative is that like the dad is looking for a job at the time, and when this happens, the wife died. It jumps 6 years, and he's like the big shot of this big company. We never do find out exactly what he does in the film, which is actually really odd too. But he's like a big shot in this company, and obviously he's got money and blah blah blah. And he ends up dating his secretary and marrying her. I don't think they actually marry in the narrative though. Like she's just there, and she's like the new mom and stuff. But I don't know.
Right.
Well, she's
But-
trying to get that money.
Yeah, it's kind of convoluted a little bit. Like she's there, but they're not really married and stuff like that. But so essentially what we have a killer doll film. We have a fucking killer doll film. In hindsight, literally makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Hell no.
It makes absolutely no sense. This movie's so bizarre. And honestly, one of the biggest disappointments.
Wait, what
for the
doesn't
movie,
make sense?
well, the whole movie doesn't make sense. Like why?
The doll just
Why
exists.
this kid is having this fucking scary ass doll, man?
remember they
What the
say
hell?
that the grandmother was into black magic.
Yeah, they do mention that later on down. So I'm assuming, and I was going to point that out. So when the aunt, well, no, it's not the grandma, it's the aunt.
Whatever, bro.
She
Same
dies,
shit.
and I think the way they try to, you have to kind of use your imagination and stretch the imagination a little bit. So it's like when she dies, she was so attached to this doll that her soul just gets transferred into that. They never specified like she was going to purposely transfer her soul into here. But I mean, if you look at who she's killing in this film, it really doesn't make any fucking sense, because it's her nephew and first wife and second wife and kid. So if you read the IMDb, synopsis. It says a diabolic clown murders people that are cruel to him. It's like it's so weird because these are like family members. So this aunt is transferred her soul basically into this doll. She leaves her property to her nephew. Why would she why would she kill the wife?
For the plot.
Just because she moved, like the doll is being moved.
Because the wife is like trying to get rid of the doll.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's really the reason. Like,
the first wife trying to get rid of the doll? Because the second one spent like 3 hours trying to get rid of the doll.
Yeah. So no, I just thought it was funny when you read the IMDb description, it's like being cruel to the doll. I'm like, really? They were just kind of moving it. So basically, what happens is the first wife, the doll kept moving around and place to place, and that's it. And that eventually leads to her death. She's not really being cruel. She's just like, why the fuck is this doll like in every place in the house? So it's all random.
The doll's just trying to be a doll, bro.
Right. Just doll. Shows up in random places in the house and like, okay, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, no choice. I mean, she exposed the secret. She had to go.
But there's no secrets. It's like there's nothing else.
She sussed them out. She has no choice.
This movie makes perfect sense to me.
No, it's very simple if you break it down. It does, but it's actually well that I'm saying this because this leads into one of the special features that I watched too. I don't know if you guys watched it too, but
no,
of the main, the nephew, the father in the film. There's an interview with him, and he talks about the film and how he basically says the movie is garbage, and like they had this idea. They basically had this idea to basically rip off Child's Play, and they had this idea for a film, but they never developed the idea. He's like, so all of a sudden the doll's just alive and then it's like killing my family members and stuff. Like she was related to these people. Like, why the fuck is doing the, like they had this idea, but they never developed the script. They just took the original idea from the script and just rolled with it. They didn't like try to make things better. And so he was like super pissed off of it because like people are gonna watch the movie and go, well, this is kind of garbage. Like, why would you kill the wife? Because she moved the doll? He just wanted a little bit more motive, wanted something else in the script.
You don't need motive. It's a killer doll, damn it.
Jesus Christ, dude. Fucking devil's advocate over here, man. I'm not saying this shit is like horrible or nothing, but anyways, one of my biggest complaints with the film is the lack of body count. I mean, there's really only like 4 kills in the film. 2 of them happen to be wives. Like there's
you know what my biggest complaint in the film is?
Well, this is my second biggest complaint. You know what my first biggest complaint is.
What is
Everybody knows what it is.
Slow-mo?
Yes, and everybody knows how much
it's so padded, bro. It is the most padded fucking movie in the world.
This movie could literally be 40 minutes long.
So I'm not gonna lie.
It keeps happening.
Everybody knows how much I hate slow-mo and how much I hate or how much I love dummy deaths. Now, this worked into the favor in one scene. So when the nanny gets killed.
Oh my god.
So of course, every kill in the film is slow-mo. When she goes over that shit and it's in slow-mo, you can clearly see that. Like sometimes like in films, they try to hide that it's a dummy. In this one, they tried to just tell you it was a fucking dummy forever. It was a
They
dummy.
show it twice. Her legs are just like flopping.
And I fucking died. I actually rewound it and rewatched it. And it took like 10 minutes just to rewatch the one scene because I was fucking dying. I was like, oh my God, they slowed down a dummy scene. That looks so bad. I don't think they realized what they were doing. Oh my God, dude.
He willed a noose around her neck and somehow threw her over like a cliff edge. That's what happened. Right.
At least that one scene, that scene ends in a little bit of gore, where the only gore in the film is actually in that scene, which is probably the funniest dummy scene I've seen in so long. That shit was funny as hell. But yeah, this movie really relies on its slow-mo scenes and shit like that. Lack of body count kind of hurt, but I feel like the scene with the dude that robbed the box, just like it feels like a thrown-in scene to me. I get it. She's trying to get rid of this thing and stuff like that, but I don't know. That scene just felt like kind of off to me a little bit. But anyways, it's kind of cool. He gets all fucked up with the bottle and shit like that. A little bit of blood there. But again,
a killer Mexican doll just killing her dude with a broken bottle. That's like the funniest thing to watch.
Right. But yeah, like literally every kill scene in this film is all slow-mo. Not much gore besides a couple scenes with a little bit of blood and stuff like that. It's super padded, super padded. But I will say though, the actual killer doll, like the clown, does look creepy as shit. It does look
especially
creepy.
when they use the little person.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
his
yeah.
body type really fits the doll pretty well. He's got skinny little legs.
Totally.
and, like,
So I'm wondering if that was because to me it didn't seem like it was a small person. It felt like it was a kid in there. I don't know what it was. It
I
didn't,
mean, it could
because
have
the
been.
body type
The
should be
face
like
looked like an
shorter and
adult.
like bigger, like with a big head and stuff. Like when I don't
know.
want to
He
say
had a
the M-word.
grandpa face. Like he's a
Yeah,
man,
it did
baby.
look
He had,
like he had
a
real
5 o'clock
old
shadow.
face.
That's true.
He
That's
looked
true.
like, you guys know Hayabusa or whatever. He looked like that guy.
Oh yeah, it looked just like him. Yeah, grown ass man, but he's like size of a small one.
Yeah.
So the beginning of the film, they give you a warning about the transfer and stuff like that. They tell you that it was shot on film, but it was
And
edited
then
on.
transferred to tape.
It was transferred on tape and stuff. The elements were lost, so it's basically taken from the tape elements and stuff like that. It's in 4:3, so it's in full screen. So just let you guys know. It doesn't look overly the greatest. It looks like you're watching a glorified VHS for sure. It's not a TV film, even though it's in 4:3. You might think it is. Especially the way it's, the lack of gore and the slow mo. If times it feels like a TV film, but it's funny because basically one of the only features besides the commentary on the disc is like the main actor talking about it, and he's just pissed off. He was more or less pissed off the entire time that like they didn't just develop this movie. He's like, they have this idea and they just didn't develop anything. It's like they kind of give you the sense, oh, she's into black magic, I guess. But like, what was her goal? Like she's into black magic. Okay. So she dies and then she transfers her fucking soul over somehow. But how the
When
fuck
do
did
they
she
say
do that?
she transfers her soul?
They
Wait,
don't.
so she's in the doll?
I didn't.
Like it's a killer grandma,
It's a killer aunt.
a killer aunt.
Same
So at the opening scene, so she's holding the clown,
shit. Yeah.
right? And then she dies, and then right
Mhm.
away it pans into the clown's eyes and it opens. So her
Okay,
soul
so
transfers.
that's the transfer scene. Got it.
I just thought that it was a killer clown doll.
Yeah, and
that
then-
she conjured it up through black magic, and then
No,
she
That's what I
dies.
thought.
No. I'm assuming they were implying that she was into black magic, and that's how she transferred her soul into there. Because like it's kind of funny that she dies in the exact moment she dies, the eyes open.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, they do
Well,
that.
that's how they set it up. That's why he was kind
in
of
the
pissed off.
film.
It's like it doesn't really make any sense. Like she was, and then who she's killing off and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Well, what if she didn't transfer her soul into the doll?
Well, then I mean,
Would it
And
make
whose
more
soul
sense?
is it?
yeah,
It's
then
just a
whose soul-
killer fucking doll through black magic.
But then it would
just
make,
like-
but it would make even less sense because the scene that they show you is her dying and then the clown's eyes opening. It's literally the
Yeah, but
transfer
they show
scene.
you so many scenes of the doll just sitting there inanimate and then its eyes open too. You know what
I know,
mean?
but the
So
opening
it's-
like
scene is
20
telling you
times.
what happens. She dies, and
I think
then
it's just showing you that the doll's alive.
no, it's showing that her soul is being transferred into the doll. That's what it is.
Maybe.
I think this is exactly. I think, and it's also because of her connection with it too, because they talk about how she had this major connection to it, and they play it off with
Maybe she had a
with
major
the son
connection to
too.
it because she was alive.
With the son too, like the son becomes like kind of addicted to it, and like they're like, oh fuck, he's got a weird obsession with the doll kind of thing.
That little kid was annoying as fuck, by the way.
Yeah.
Like he would just like blindly sit there and just watch shit go down.
And that's the other part I actually wanted to bring up too, is like when he's watching his family members, like his nanny and fucking, his mom, like he's basically high-fiving this fucking killer doll. Like, that's cool, man. Like,
yeah, he's exactly. He's like his little henchman. He's like doing what the doll is asking him to do when he doesn't even fucking care, like who he's
No.
hurting.
Yeah, for no like real reason, you know.
yeah, it's a
Well,
totally strange movie.
maybe he knows it's his grandma.
Totally sounds
You know what?
wild.
Maybe,
Not his
maybe.
grandma, man. It's his aunt. They literally say it's his
Yeah.
aunt.
This sounds like a true movie I would have like just pulled off the Blockbuster shelf in 1996.
I don't think
Dude,
they ship it in the dollar store.
It's
I tell you
worse than we're probably describing it.
I'm telling
There
I'm
is
telling
a
you,
lot of fluff in this movie.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, man. I'm telling you, this movie right here for a 1993 movie looks like it looks 20 years older.
Yeah,
It does. It's probably because of you know, it being on film, probably on shitty stock, probably 60 millimeter. I'm assuming it probably wasn't even fucking 35, but then transferred to tape and then transferred to this. So we get this like really, really overly kind of dark, older looking type of film. So like you would never believe this is 93. It's crazy. So that's kind of an odd thing. But yeah, this movie, yeah, it's definitely full of a lot of fluff, man. Like another funny thing in the interview, he says like, he's like, you know, the director, he basically criticizes the director for like not utilizing their characters properly and filming them properly. He's like, you know, my character was stronger and like he didn't shoot it properly and like I came off like all this and that. I'm like, bro, the fucking script sucks. It's terrible.
Right.
You're never gonna make the film better based on how you're gonna shoot it because there was nothing there to start with. The narrative is all fucking convoluted and stupid anyways. And like, really, who gives a shit about the dad that's, you know, fucking a secretary now and shit like that, and the weird kid and shit. It's all about this killer doll. And that was the other thing that was starting to piss me off too. I'm like, oh, it's dubbed as a killer Chucky doll or film. But then he finally gets a knife. And I'm like, oh, it took that long. Come on.
Let's talk
man.
about that final chase scene when he does get the knife.
30 minutes.
He goes on for
Plays
30
it on
minutes.
slow-mo.
Dude.
Yeah,
God,
and the
it's
doll
slow-mo
is literally
shit.
like slowly walking towards the girl with the knife. Like,
You know what's crazy? That scene is only about 41 seconds stretched into 31 minutes. It's
it
crazy.
is so
That's how
fucking long.
It's
And the
31
woman-
seconds.
And the woman just screams no over and over and over.
Man, I will say though, when the dad re-ups on the wife game or the girlfriend game, that chick is fucking hot, man.
Oh yeah, super
Dude,
good
she
looking.
is so hot, man.
Yeah,
Oh, I
she's-
was watching this
she's
movie
way
going,
hotter.
holy shit, man. Like she's
Oh, how about
really
the
fucking
scene?
beautiful.
How about
really beautiful.
How about the scene with all the neon colors in the dream sequence?
Oh yeah, man. Oh,
Classic shot on video shit.
Right.
Or edited on tape shit.
that's what. Well, it eventually
It
feels,
feels
like you're
like a
watching
shot on
video.
video.
It feels like you're watching video because it's the quality's, you know, it's so obscured. But
I gotta be honest, bro. The clown thing is actually pretty creepy.
It's super creepy.
No fucking kid would ever have that as a doll, though. That's ridiculous.
I would.
well, the weird thing
the
about the
hell?
doll is that the doll was bigger than the kid, pretty much. Like,
That's what I'm saying. They'd have the doll.
I'd be
Like a
scared
close-up,
shitless of
like the
something like that.
guy in the fucking outfit. I'm like, what the fuck? No.
And I love that the doll is just full of
Besides JP.
fluff. Like that thing literally weighs 2.5 pounds.
I just don't understand how any kid wasn't creeped out by something that was that big, and all of a sudden it starts walking, or like, not talking, but like walking around and shit. Like that kid had to have been fucked up from the start. That's why he was high fiving. He's like, "Oh yeah, fucking totally, man. Yeah, we're gonna kill my family members."
I also like how they
Weird,
clearly
dude.
didn't have that actor for like that long, because there are so many sequences in the film where it'd be like, oh, the doll is here and I didn't put him here. So like a character will put the doll in the closet or whatever, be like, oh, it's back. And then like every now and then the doll would like get up and like move around or something. It's like, I guess they had that actor for like a week or something, you know?
Right.
It's it felt very awkward put it together. I also like early on how the two of them, they're walking throughout the mansion, and I don't know if you guys noticed this or not. There's no dialogue, and there's like, so it's like really awkward. They're just walking through, not saying anything, not any kind of like observational sort of comments. And then at the end, they get like, you know, on the back balcony, like, oh, this is a great mansion. Let's move in here. It's like, what the fuck happened?
Right.
You know? He didn't say anything.
It's like they lost the audio or some shit, man, and they just didn't replace it at all. They're like, ah, fuck, we'll just
Right.
we'll just roll
Get
the
on
punches, man.
Grindhouse to dub it. I don't care, you know? I don't give a fuck.
I mean,
Oh, it's a nice house. Oh, it is a nice house.
it's one of those movies too. The ending is so funny to me too. Like, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, it's kind of a shame that they didn't make the sequel, like 42nd Street, you know, kind of fucking sequel. You know, it's like,
Yeah, I wish there's a Herencia Diabolica dose.
yes, man.
Dose. That'd have been like the coolest thing.
Yeah, because it's not like your normal Chucky film where he's getting fucking shot up or blown up or whatever. It's like, it doesn't really, it's kind of a downbeat thing where it's like, well, fucking wins, bro.
Yeah. He did what everything he set out to do, he accomplished, or she
Fucking
accomplished.
man. He just ruined that family, man. Fucking
Aunt
ruined
Sally
that
or wherever the fuck that is inside that doll.
family.
One part that I did laugh loud at is that clearly at some point wherever they were filming, there was an amusement park nearby, so they're like, okay, we'll film there, we'll put it in the film. So like the Ma and the kid, they go to like this amusement park, and there's this giant ass fucking like King Kong there, and the camera like zooms in on the King Kong for no reason at all, other than like it looks cool. And it's like a long sequence where like they're at this like dingy like carnival. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, why like why are the characters here? But I guess because it was in town, they were just like, fuck it, we'll film it there. No idea. You know?
Well, yeah, again, it's just filler, right? But I mean, I was getting
exactly.
I remember watching seeing that King Kong thing, man. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. They got the King Kong, but I was enthralled by the monkeys running up and down the fucking the ropes and shit. I'm like, those things they're just literally monkeying around, man. It was kind of cool. But they focus in on that for like a little bit and like just so much padding, so much padding. At least
we're watching a movie
Yeah,
about Mexican Chucky, and then we're just like oohing and ahhing over monkeys.
Yeah. By the way, oh my god, King Kong is here. Oh my god.
It wasn't in slow mo though. That was the
That's
best
how
thing about those scenes.
entertaining
It wasn't
this
slow mo.
Dude, when she fell down the stairs, I was laughing because like that bitch fell for like 30 minutes.
Oh my god,
I
dude!
was like, dude, just fall.
I would rewatch this movie again just to watch the nanny go over the cliff and see her legs bend fucking 14 times. Like, I mean, it's just so obviously a fucking dummy. And you guys know how much I love dummy discs. That shit
It's
was
like a
killing me,
waving,
man.
like flailing arm man or whatever the hell you call those
Like
things.
98%
like
of
kill 'em,
filmmakers, when you're using a doll, they try to hide the fact it's a doll, and most of the time it doesn't really work. Like, you know, it's a doll, but in this, they slowed it down to the point where like, well, that's you could have a whole conversation the time this thing fucking fell to the ground.
Exactly.
Everywhere.
If it's so obvious, like let's lean into that shit. I'm all about that.
Hey, go for it, you know.
There's a second dummy death in the movie too.
Yeah, there is two. Actually, there is two dummy deaths. Yeah.
Another person gets thrown off a cliff. They just love throwing dummies off of cliffs.
But that's the thing, man. Like,
it works.
I mean, it came out. It raised points for me. Dummy deaths always adds points
love a good dummy
to the
death.
final score.
Oh, yeah.
To the final score, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, you know, overall, man, it's an interesting, fun watch. I think if you were to view this thing multiple times, it'd be a little bit tedious because of the slow-mo, at least for me, because I find slow-mo shit. I mean, besides that one dummy death, I mean, I find it a little bit tedious, dude. Like, Sledgehammer to me is such a fucking slug to get through, you know, shit like that. Like, oh my God, I die with that type of shit. But my biggest fault with it was like I just wanted a little bit more. I wanted a body count, like a killer doll. Like I just wanted more people, and the whole thing was just like it seemed kind of a little bit mean spirited in the fact of like who the doll was killing based on who the soul was and stuff. I was like, I don't know. I wasn't really buying into it. Although to be honest, I would watch this again. I actually would watch this film again. It's not great. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to give it a 6. I thought it was decent for what it was. It's cheap. It's fucking cheap. Just put it that way.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a cheap film. It sounds cheap. Like soundtrack wise, score wise, like it sounds super, super fucking cheap. But again, like the main actor said, like in his interview, like they didn't even try to do anything more than they had with this idea. They just rolled with this idea and they just did it. They didn't really try to make a better film. They just like, well, Chucky's popular in the States. Let's just do this. So it's fucking hilarious, man. So whatever. But that's pretty much it for the features on it. Like there's a commentary on here, and I won't lie. I fell asleep like right away when I thought I guess it was I guess
The
it was-
first slow motion scene. You're like,
it was
"Not
too
this
slow
again."
mo for me.
Doing
Honestly,
this
I
shit.
was getting nothing out of it, so I think I felt it was late when I was watching it. So, but the interview was kind of funny to me. It was 11 minutes long, and he just kind of shit on the film a little bit, so, which is kind of funny because you don't really see that a whole lot. Like he kind of shit on the director too. It's pretty funny. So, but yeah, 6. What do you
ruined
guys?
my life.
What do you guys give this one?
I gave it a 6.
Yeah,
I also give it a 6.
fuck, we're pretty much bang on tonight, man. So
It is bad, but there's just something about it. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I agree. Like there's moments where you're just like there's those save, I call them save moments, like you know, like that dummy death would have been great in normal speed, but like it's slowed down for some odd reason, and that's the irony. I don't like slow down shit, but then it made it even funnier because the legs were
But yeah,
forever. I was like, fuck.
The dummy deaths was a huge bonus. I mean, me honestly, like watching a doll like creep after a girl with a knife like this for like 5 minutes ever so slowly.
Yeah.
To me, that was a highlight too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just little things like that that just bring me joy.
I think one of my favorite things about the doll itself, though, it literally just looks like a normal clown. Like they didn't try to make it look demonic or nothing. It's just because it was a fucking actual clown doll. And it's just, I don't know, there's something creepy about looking normal and doing crazy shit to me that works. I don't know.
Yeah, I like how he did it.
Nothing looks normal about that bitch to me. That thing is weird.
But it's literally a normal clown face. It's like a normal happy clown face.
No,
like,
it looks like an old man.
Motherfucker.
Well, it's because of who's playing it. Yeah, it's like a little fucking person in there, whatever the fuck it is.
Ain't no kids like, oh my god, what a good looking clown.
But I'm saying
like, oh
the actual makeup
fuck?
of the clown looks like a normal happy clown. Like just a normal.
Oh yeah, no, I get that.
It doesn't look like it doesn't look demonic and shit. But
yeah, no, you're right
out
about
of
that.
control.
It's creepiest that way.
But I think it is too, man. I totally agree with that. I think when you have a normal looking thing that's doing bad shit, it makes it better. Makes it better.
Yeah,
So.
like when you're purposely looking like a scary clown, that shit is not scary.
No, it's not.
Stop
And that's
fucking doing that.
And that's pretty much the problem with like 99%. Well, it's one of the biggest problems with like all the clown films that have come out in like the last 20 years is that they try to make like these crazy, scary looking clowns and shit. And like, I ain't buying that shit, bro. Doesn't work. Make this shit look normal. It's way more effective.
When they made the Annabelle films, originally it was like a Raggedy Ann doll, and for the film they're like, oh, we gotta make it like extra like dark and creepy. And I'm thinking like, no kid's gonna like have this creepy ass dolls like they're like, oh, my companion.
I would.
I mean, it's
right,
true.
JP.
I mean, poor some dolls.
I like scary shit, bro.
You can.
I'm talking about like as a child who doesn't like know.
Yeah, like as a child.
You can have the most innocent looking porcelain doll baby, and that shit will freak the fuck out of me.
My niece carried around an actual like real looking Chucky doll when she was like 3. Loved it.
I have a good guy doll. Like a replica one.
Yeah.
Is it one? It does actually. Is it one of the talking ones?
No.
Oh, it's not.
So basically, it's
you can get those.
Yeah, there's like multiple different versions of replica ones you can get. You can get those. Then you can get the one that I got, which is the floppy one, like when they're like dragging it around the house and bouncing it off every wall and shit. That's the one I have because I love that scene in every Chucky movie when he just gets fucking dragged.
Right. It's so true.
Yeah. Just imagining what he thinks every time somebody fucking does it. He's like, oh shit, here we go again.
I know y'all gave your ratings and all that, but did any of y'all think it was weird when like the dad came out or like the husband came out and like the mom was like cradling the clown like a baby? And he's like, what the fuck is this? I'm watching. I'm like, what the hell is she doing? Like on the couch in the living room or whatever.
I don't remember.
Anyone else think that's kind of weird? You don't remember that scene?
No, I don't.
No.
Okay, never mind then. Moving on. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know how I don't. I feel like there was only like 3 scenes in the movie.
She's like cradling the baby, and he's like, get that dog.
Yeah, it was all the
like,
death scenes. They took up
it?
fucking. It was 78 minutes of fucking slow mo. It was 78 minutes of slow mo in the 4 death scenes.
Moodz, are you pro or anti thriller with the slow mo?
Oh, dude!
For me, out of everything that I watched, this was like the most interesting to me.
I'm gonna be honest. Me too.
Really?
Not me.
We haven't gotten to the main review yet, but yeah.
Are you including the main review with that?
Yes,
JP?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys are kind of retarded, but
no, it was the most interesting. It was just like it was the oddity.
You guys
it's
are
what
kind
we
of fucking
were talking
gay.
about. It's what we were talking about with Vinegar Syndrome, just like putting out stuff that is just like the weirdest shit,
Yeah. Oh no, I mean,
God bless him.
honestly, I am so thankful to have this release, and like I said, I would watch it again. I think this is one of those films that would be great to watch with some people, because like by yourself, like you can only do so much laughing. At least I can. But I think with some people, this is a great one to throw on and just kind of enjoy it as a group, man. I think because I think the conversation would be hilarious
because it's ridiculous.
It is
Oh,
ridiculous.
and another thing about the movie too, like my wife and I had a really good time watching it because like the two main characters in the movie are Tony and Annie, and my wife's name is Annie. So
Oh shit.
that was pretty
Oh
funny.
no shit.
That's
Wow,
amazing.
that's crazy.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a very important movie in my life, I guess.
Very?
All right. So that is going to be Herencia Diabolica from 1993, which looks like 1973, but who really cares? So, all right. So moving into the feature review, we are going to take it actually back to the 70s, where some people might think that last one was from. I think 1974, this one came out in.
Yeah.
Shit, I should probably just bring this up because
Night of the Skull was also 74, if I didn't mention that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in the Spanish Bloodbath set was 74.
yeah, it's weird, right? It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, so Phase 4 from 1974, directed by Sal Bass, which I don't think did anything else after this. This is a fucking insane release from Vinegar Syndrome. I originally passed on the Olive release for this. I don't know why I passed on that, but then I ended up buying.
I feel like I might own the Olive, and I don't think I ever watched it.
I didn't even know.
But I have the 101 films release on Blu-ray from the UK of this film, which came out like maybe a year before this, and I'm like, shit, fuck, you know. And then we get this ridiculous edition of Phase 4. I mean, this is a crazy edition, man, for a film like this. So
yeah, and isn't it just a regular VS release too? It's
Yep.
not even like anything.
Yep.
I love the art on it. Like
the art, both art, the inside
nice.
case and the
they're
outside.
kind of doing what Vinegar or with Criterion does. You know, with some like the releases are always, sometimes they'll have like a normal keep case, or they'll have big fat cases. Like Vinegar Syndrome's doing that with their releases, I've noticed. So
Criterion might have just released like some of the worst packaging I've ever seen on a film.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Coming
film
from
was that,
you,
you
that's
dork?
a lot.
dude. Oh my god. Fucking the packaging on Train Spotting.
Oh, Train Spotting?
Is so fucking bad.
oh, I haven't seen that
It's-
yet, actually.
Oh my god.
I mean, I
it's
haven't
like,
seen the
It's like
packaging.
I didn't
It's
like
like-
the Night of the Living Dead packaging.
that's like I'm trying to think.
Their box sets are fucking awful.
Oh, yeah,
It's kinda like their
dude,
their
I don't
digipack
understand.
things.
The
Yeah,
their
digipack
Godzilla
things.
packaging was
The
horrible.
Godzilla set. Let's talk about that.
Well,
Dude,
that's kind of the
talk
same
about
as like
horrible
Living Dead.
packaging.
It's kind of the
Yeah, their
same as that.
packaging, like their packaging's not good.
Everybody's the
I
same
like the normal
packaging
keep
at once.
cases, man. I just upgraded Carnival of Souls again because I have the old DVD, which I will keep because that has the director's cut on the DVD, which is not on the fucking Blu-ray.
It's
That's
not on the
wild.
Criterion. What a joke.
Dude,
That
the
sucks.
Criterion
That's
Blu-ray.
why I've always
Actually-
said Criterion's the most overrated.
No,
company there is.
Criterion DVD has the theatrical and the director's cut, but the
Even more
Blu-ray
of a
from
joke, then.
Criterion has just the theatrical.
Wow.
Why the
I was
fuck
just
did they not
talking
put?
to Tyler
What a lazy piece
about
of shit.
I know it drives
I
me
was
nuts. That's why I never picked
Yeah.
it up until now. But I was like, I just
Their
want to watch it.
4Ks are honestly, they're like their upgrade 4Ks are honestly kind of really lazy.
I just like talking shit
Kinda.
on
I'm
Criterion
not
because
upgrading
it
a lot
makes
they're
of
not
that.
new
me mad.
restorations, man.
Yeah, like they're great if you're buying them on 4K for the first time, but unless like you really, really fucking love the film, like don't even upgrade their 4Ks.
I was just talking to you, Tyler, about how Second Sight just released. Well, they put up the 4K of Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock, which includes the theatrical and the director's cut.
Yeah, and the Criterion doesn't, right?
Doesn't have the director's cut, but they're having a 4K for some reason. If it's illegal, then that's fine. But either way,
Yep.
I do like to dunk on them because it's very
See, but
fun.
that's the thing
Anyways,
that's annoying
moving
about
on.
Criterion is that like when they first were around, they were like the fucking Rolls Royce of collecting, you know, and now they're not even top 5 in terms of like
Their
yeah,
titles
I
are better
agree,
than the
like,
releases.
they purposely leave things out like for stupid like elitist reasons. I don't know. Like I have a huge problem with the Godzillas because it's like
That Godzilla set is
only-
fucking horrible.
yeah, like why would you not include like English language dubs on that? Like it's an original language only.
One thing like I will say about the people that are like big Criterion, like yeah, like obviously I'm a big Criterion fan, but like I'm also like a giant Vinegar Syndrome fan. But the people that are like just giant Criterion fans, they are the most blindly loyal people I've like ever met in my life. They're so
Yeah.
fucking delusional.
The thing with
But
that
no,
is that
Tony's
okay,
point about
so-
the Godzilla thing, I think it was that had to do more with rights, but like it is Godzilla is meant to be watched in US language a lot of times, bro. Like that's
Hell
the way
yeah,
to
that's what
watch
I'm
it.
saying.
Dude,
I don't want to watch it any other way.
I'm like one of those people that like when I'm watching foreign films, I generally have to watch a native language. But when I'm watching Godzilla films, it's got to be in the dubs, man.
Right? Yeah.
When I watch
It has to
kung
be.
fu, when I watch kung fu movies, I love to watch them in the dubs.
Well, one thing as well.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but like one thing as well, I want to compare for comparison's sake is that Criterion had the Bruce Lee collection, which includes Enter the Dragon, Way of the Dragon, all that stuff, and then Arrow puts out their Bruce Lee set. However, the difference is that Arrow includes both the US and I think it was Hong Kong version. There's alternate versions of all those films. Enter the Dragon, Way of the Dragon, The Big Boss. Criterion set does not have any of those. My point is that Criterion, for whatever reason, between them and Second Sight and Studio Canal and Arrow, is that they will like just leave off these versions. So it's like I love Criterion. I'm more with Tyler than I am with you guys about Criterion. I love them. I'll buy their releases, but like, why the fuck are you not including these other editions of the film?
It's because like the version that's supposed to be seen is the only version that should be seen, so that's why they put that on the disc.
I agree,
honestly,
Tony, and I've said that about Criterion. That's why they don't include the dubs and stuff. Is like they don't want people watching it with that because they feel like it kind of dumbs down and lessers the film and stuff like that. But I think they're losing what the fun factor is in some of these films. Like most people, like me, I grew up on a lot of Godzilla films, and I always watch the dubs because that's what was available. Literally, you like if you're watching these films, it was always a dub, so that's what you know. And I think they're actually funner films to watch with the dubs. I mean, it's kind of funny because even when you're watching the native
it's
language,
the same thing with
dubbed.
like it's the same thing with like
dubbed.
Dragon Ball Z. Like these motherfuckers are out there telling me that the subs are better than the dubs, and I'm like, bro, I grew up with the dubs, man. It sounds weird hearing Goku not sound like a man.
There's like virtually no difference. Like
I have no problem watching animated stuff with English if it's foreign because it's animated. It has no problem.
Dude, I honestly prefer when it's like dubbed because like half the time if you go see a movie in the theaters and it's subbed, like within like 10 minutes, like people start walking out because it's subbed.
Anime dubs are usually well produced anyway.
Yeah, dude,
so who cares?
like, oh my god, I saw Boy in the Heron dubbed and that shit was insane.
Yeah, it was so nice.
I feel like in type of films though, like if I'm watching a serious fucking foreign film, like I'm not watching dubs.
Yeah,
like I never watch dubs on. Like if I'm watching Godzilla, I watch dubs. Some kung fu, like there's a lot of Shaw Brothers films.
Most like serious foreign films don't have dubs anyway, so it's just like it is what it is.
Yeah, there's even a lot of Shaw Brothers films that I won't watch with the dubs, like some of the serious, like whatever. Like I'll watch the native language and stuff like that. But like if you get kind of like a little bit sillier and stuff, like I feel like the dubs actually add to the experience a little bit. It's
that's
so much
how I feel
fun.
about the kung fu movies. Like I love the fucking dubs. They're so much fun.
Yeah, the dub, like oh dude, they're so
it's like
fun.
part of the charm.
But like if I'm watching like a fucking, like a foreign French drama, like I'm watching the native language all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that person. I'm throwing on the dub. Like I won't watch this movie because it doesn't have a fun. Like I remember years ago, I can't remember what YouTuber was, and he was like he wouldn't check out the Fab Five films because they didn't have the English dubs and shit. And I was like,
well, some people just can't watch.
Like you're not gonna watch Martyrs or Frontiers or fucking Them or Inside
like,
because they don't have English dubs.
Who...
I'm like, those are serious fucking films that need to be seen in their native languages, bro. Like, it's not really that complicated to watch them with the subtitles because what is there 14 lines of dialogue in the whole fucking movie? It's not even about that. It's about that, like, those movies aren't meant to be fun. Those are serious movies.
It's all about tone.
It is about tone, and that's why Godzilla films are like they still have that serious tone, like. To a point, like some of them do, but like most of them are meant to be super fun. So the dubs are just, dude, they're so fun. They make it escalates the film so much for me. So Kung Fu, great example.
If you couldn't tell, this is not a Criterion podcast. This is a Vinegar Syndrome podcast.
Yeah, and like honestly,
Tyler, let's get out of here.
I don't hate on Criterion at all. They released a lot of great films.
They're my favorite label, but they're not above criticism.
I hate on them a little bit. I think they put out some stuff that I like, but there's some stuff that I don't like. That
Synapse is one of my all-time favorite labels, and I criticize them too for announcing shit and not releasing it for 17 fucking years later. Like I understand they do really good work. It takes them forever to do their shit, but like they need a little bit better pace to stay vocal
Or
with
just
the rest
don't
of these.
announce it.
And their
With
shit's
these
fucking
boots.
Right.
expensive.
Well,
That's
I don't
true,
buy,
yeah.
I don't support those fucking, those ridiculous steelbooks and shit like that. Like I wait for the Amarais, coming from the guy that bought the Demons 1 and 2 steelbooks when they came out. but
That's
all the other
different.
ones I never bought. But Demons 1 and 2 are like literally 2 of my all-time favorite movies. So I was like, fuck it. I gotta do that shit. But anyways.
Right.
Wow. We're 22 shots right here for sure.
All right, so let's get into phase 4.
Tangents.
Anyway,
tangents.
Blue
All right,
Underground, they're great, right? No, I'm just kidding.
So phase 4 from 1974. Quick little synopsis. I'll just read it off. Suddenly, desert ants form a group intelligence and wage war on humans. It's up to a couple scientists and a girl to stop them. I don't really think the girl was up to stopping them at all, but whatever. Somebody wrote that. That's what I read. That's what I read. So yeah, so basically phase 4 is, it starts out with like some kind of weird cosmic event that happens, and it
uses the maximum overdrive technique.
It does, but a
radiation cloud.
I feel like in Maximum Overdrive, it affected like a bigger area. For some odd reason, in this narrative, it feels like it's segregated to like the Arizona desert for some odd reason. Like it was ants in this one specific region. It's weird, like how that's the thing about phase 4 that's always confused me, is like what exactly the cosmic event is. They don't really focus on it. Just something happens up there.
Just some kind of meteor shower or something.
And it affects this area, and that's all we need to know.
That's honestly my biggest problem about the movie, is that since this cosmic event happened, and it happened in such an isolated location in the Arizona desert, why is it up to 2 random scientists to like figure out this whole situation? Like, is that not getting escalated to like the highest fucking level?
Well, I feel like they were going
seriously.
I don't think they realized what the situation was.
I don't think they ever let their superiors know that what exactly was at stake here. Like they were already going to do some things, I think, and stuff like that. So, and then it just escalates into something that was bigger than them.
The biggest problem with phase 4 is that like the better movie is like the unmade sequel where the ants start spreading over into like bigger areas.
Yeah, I was like really
this shit feels post-apocalyptic, bro. There's
right, it
feels post-apocalyptic.
See, it does. And what's funny about that is like we don't even know if it is or not.
Yeah,
right. If it's post-apocalyptic, because it's like we only know like 5 people total, right?
Yeah.
Right. I got the impression watching this again that like it's just this area, because they don't really give you anything. Like you would have to kind of extend your belief that like the whole world was affected by this. I don't know. It's weird, but I think that like the in-depth part of the narrative here is kind of flipping the script, right? Like how man has manipulated so many things on Earth, right? And then all of a sudden something happens, and now the script has been totally flipped, where the ants are basically manipulating what is happening on Earth now and stuff like that. I think it's kind of a cool premise. I don't think it's the most entertaining premise.
Well,
but I do like the idea of the
cool
intelligence flipping.
Yeah, I like the like one of the things that like I think is really effective is the ants like burrowing into the skin and shit. It just effect, it like bugs me.
The effects that they did with the ants and stuff are really good. I think honestly the biggest selling point in this film for myself is the actual cinematography, the way they shot the ants in this, because they use real ants.
Looks so fucking good on
it looks so good. Dude. It actually looks
like seeing all the hairs and stuff.
Insane.
Like I've never seen an ant that close up. You know what I mean? It's like,
isn't it kind of funny? Like this movie, like the cinematography is so good, it almost feels like you're watching like a documentary on ants. If you just kind of forget about the narrative, it's so good.
You're like, is this stock footage from like a nature Discovery Channel?
The funny thing is,
I was blown.
There's
away
no stock
how
footage.
good this movie looked.
Yeah, no, I like that's what first thing I said to you guys. Like, I was like, wow, the transfer on here is insane.
Oh, it's really good. It's really good. But that's the highlight of the film is the cinematography. And like when you only have basically two characters. Like we have a third character, which she's only there because her grandparents are killed by the ants and stuff because they get all intelligent and they go and
Well,
blow
they
up
were
their
killed
fucking.
by yellow shit.
Yeah, like
What was the yellow shit?
It's
Wasn't
like
that
it
like
was,
it was like a pesticide bomb, right?
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was a defense mechanism. They're like, we're gonna do the yellow spray 100%.
Oh, that's why they
Dude,
never.
it
That's why
cracks me up.
they never contacted their superiors after the fact because technically the scientists actually killed the grandparents because that was
even though
their
that really
yeah,
wasn't
their
their fucking
mechanism. Yeah,
fault.
right.
They told him to leave. But the funniest part to me is when they escape their ant house and then they're driving down the road and then you see a close up of like ants in that dude's hair and then the wife just starts smacking.
She starts beating the shit out of him.
Right.
It's so silly.
It's like one
what the
ant in my
fuck?
hairline. The
Yeah.
wife is just like straight fucking.
I got ants in my pants.
Dude,
I really
ants
like the way they
hurt.
shot the yellow spray scene though. It looked really
Yeah, it was
nice.
good.
Yeah, like,
Dude,
all the-
honestly,
like, it
the
just
cinematography in
looked
this
so
entire
good.
film is amazing.
Yeah, it's the
Like,
highlight of the film. The cinematography is the
Right.
highlight of the film for sure. I think the narrative, the core narrative, is really cool too. Like, to be honest, like if you flip the script on, insects and animals and stuff, kind of, dictating what's going on in the world and shit. Like, could you imagine where, like how humans take animals and they put them into zoos? You flip the script, and all of a sudden the animals are doing the opposite to humans.
yeah, it's
right?
called Planet of the Apes from 1968.
But I mean, like they're dictating it. But I mean, you're right. You're right. It totally is Planet of the Apes, right? But
John,
again,
this is like, what the fuck?
Dude, ants are one of the coolest creatures on Earth, though. Like, if you actually like watch any like nature shit on ants, like it is so insane how they work as like one unit as individuals. It's like that hive mind thing it's still like not fully understood.
Well,
like,
that's why they used ants in this narrative, because like individually they're super weak, as a group they're super powerful. And there's a great scene in the film where the black ants, they're stacking up the contaminated, like the yellow ants, like in perfect symmetrical order. And it was kind of like a contrast to like in the world wars when they would bury all the soldiers and stuff, like in the and like that's exactly what they were doing there. I thought that was really fucking cool, man.
And then like
they
the
lost their soldiers. They lost their
things,
soldiers.
Yeah, it's like honoring the dead. It was.
It was. They were
scene.
totally honoring. It was the intelligence of it. Like this is what humans do. They honor the dead in the symmetrical way. And then the ants were doing that. I was like, that's really fucking cool.
And then
really
the
neat.
ants built towers of like shit, and then they shoot them, and I'm like,
yeah,
bro.
But the fact that they like got super intelligent and then like they basically fucked up the vehicle and stuff. Like there's some cool stuff in the film.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it just just needed more. That's the problem. Like, there wasn't enough people, not enough body count. Like just not. It just was. It had a great concept. It had like great cinematography. Like all the pieces were there.
Yeah.
It's just they didn't put it all together and add a little bit more for it to be like.
They also make the scientists super bland in the film too. Like you learn everything about the scientists within like
they
2 minutes,
like
but you
straight up.
And then you never learn anything else about them. It's just like this from 5 minutes, and then that's it. They're just they're just this very bland
feel
character.
like real scientists that are just boring as fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, the only thing that happens is one gets bit and starts becoming irrational. Like that's like the character development.
Yeah.
And then and then the girl character that gets introduced because the rest of her family gets turned into like yellow spray statues. It's like she doesn't really contribute much of anything to the movie. And then
she just gets in the way.
And like what ends up of her character is also kind of like puzzling to me.
Yeah, the ending was very disappointing for me.
I think the ending is like it's just a contrast to like like I talk about like humans manipulating everything in the world and stuff. It's like them doing the same thing in reverse, right? They're taking over, manipulating situations and stuff. It's just a role reversal. But the one thing in the film that always confused me, and I forgot about this because I've seen this film before, I always forgot, like, how the fuck did the ants build those fucking towers? The ones that they blow up. Like all of a sudden, like they built these fucking weird towers, and it was like when you shooting them down, it was like it was like a prelude to like the 9/11 attacks to me. I was like, holy shit, it was weird, but obviously that was not. But like that's what I was getting out of it. But like, how the fuck did that happen? I don't get
I
it.
guess they
still
just
don't
carved them out of stone, like the pyramids.
They probably just low key built the shit under people's noses, and then they noticed one day, like, holy shit, where'd these come from? Like maybe the ants like spent like 2 months building them for all we know. It's like we don't know how they just got there.
Yeah, they basically say they just appeared one day.
Is it just plain on the fact that like, you know, some of the shit that we have in the world was, you know,
Like
possibly
pyramids?
built by aliens and stuff like that? Like this is how it happens? Like,
Ants built the pyramids.
The ants built the fucking pyramids,
Dude,
man. I'm telling
we
you.
just
I'm
solved the
telling you.
mystery.
I know we just that
yeah, there's no
Cosmic
explanation.
The show's good for something.
Cosmic radiation streamed by the planet, which infected the ants in Egypt, if there are ants. There were back then. And then they built the pyramids.
But yeah, we're not
Right.
sure like the time lapse, like from cosmic cloud to like towers. We're not sure like how long that took.
Right.
They never
Right.
told us.
Right. It can't be too long because like, I mean, it's not like we're aging. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems like that's the weird thing about the film. It's like, it seems like it happens in this sequence of like a very short period. That's why I'm so confused about the towers, like where they
they show
before
up there.
fact.
And the towers are already there. Like the scientists go to this town and the towers are already there.
Yeah,
But
that's like why they're there, is because of all this like weird.
Right, but like the
abnormal
cosmic
stuff.
thing, it happened prior to them getting there and discovering that thing, though, right? So
Yeah, that's what caused the whole like
right,
ants becoming sentient shit.
right.
It's funny that like when that happens, their first thing that they like plan to do is build like 6 towers. It's like, what makes you do that and why?
Right. I know there's
It's like the Ant World Trade Center, like you said.
Right, yeah, the Ant World Trade Center. I feel like there's more to like the fact that the story is told in different phases. I mean, the phases of evolution and stuff like that. I mean, it kind of plays into it a little bit and stuff, right? I feel like it's not celebrated enough.
I feel like a novelization of this film would help it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to the story that isn't told here. I mean,
there is a novelization.
There is. This movie has got such a great idea. It's so bland at times, though, man. It's super fucking bland. It's super bland. It's one of those really great movies that should be so much better than it is. You know what I mean?
It reminded me of the Andromeda Strain. That movie is also
the what?
The Andromeda Strain.
The Andromeda, not Andromeda.
I don't fucking know.
Andromeda
how many white claws
Tyler over here is speaking in slow motion.
I just thought he said, "Go fuck yourself with a dildo."
Claws.
Like
No,
he's talking crazy shit over there. I'm like,
I'm
talking
to
to porno.
Andromeda Strain.
No, all right, dumbass. I'm going to speak for you right now. This film reminds me of the Andromeda Strain in another film that another 70s science fiction film that takes the same sort of tone is Silent Running with Bruce Dern, Curran, and Michael Cimino. Is that this film takes a ridiculous concept and takes it in a very serious kind of light, like
which
the
was very
Andromeda
70s
Strain.
Sci-fi.
Yes,
I've never been able to
pronounce that
word.
Yeah, I got to rewatch it. I actually own that movie, but
I found that like that's like the same movie where it has a similar plot. It seems like it'd be really good on paper, but I just thought that movie was so fucking slow.
Never
I
seen
love
it.
Jack.
I
Anyways,
honestly love 70s sci-fi though. I think it's like really awesome.
It's cool, but I thought it was like really. I remember thinking like, man, this movie is slow.
See the thing about this movie, like they do obviously that it's super intentional. Like, I mean, they're not trying to make that 50s sci-fi creature, you know, elevated creature type film. They're taking the idea of that sci-fi element and they're making it like really kind of a head scratcher, kind of a thinker. They're not relying on pure action and effects. They're relying on like atmosphere and mood and, you know, that sense of dread and that sense of like not knowing what the fuck is going to happen. Like it's you got scientists, right? Because that's what scientists do. They're trying to figure out shit and they're going with the flow, right? They don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what caused this. They're trying to figure out what the fucking, that's why they're doing these, you know, these tests and stuff. But like, it's a different type of movie. If you can't accept that you're not watching that action effects movie, this is probably not going to be for you. I think this has an audience. I'm surprised Tyler's not giving this one 10 out of 10 because he's the most pretentious motherfucker I've ever met in my life. He likes shit like this because it
How
makes
is
you
this really
think.
pretentious?
It's super pretentious.
This is what
because
it's
of-
saying.
Because what I'm
This
saying,
doesn't make it
it's
pretentious.
an elevated.
Tyler said
creature
this was
feature.
a B movie, bro.
It's an elevated creature feature that doesn't rely on the things that make films fun. This movie is not a fun movie. It's not a fun movie at all.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be more fun than it was.
Yeah,
That's
it's
that
a
was
thinker.
expecting it
It's a
to be
thinker. It's a
campy.
serious. It's
Yeah.
a
This movie's
serious
art house as
sci-fi.
fuck.
This is the most serious sci-fi film I've ever seen in my life.
I
Like,
don't
there's
know
no
about
fun to
that.
this at all.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
But one scene that I did think was pretty cool was
No, but
scene where
seriously,
they
you know what I
first-
mean? Like, I'm saying
Yeah, yeah,
serious in the
yeah.
fact that, like, it doesn't have the action, doesn't have the fun creature, it doesn't have the,
No,
it
I
doesn't
didn't
have those
really
effects and stuff. It
I
doesn't
didn't
have
really have a
anything.
problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Well,
scene
then
that
it's
I
for you
liked in
then.
the movie was
I liked it.
after the older couple gets killed by the fucking pesticide and they find the bodies, and then the one scientist is like, look what they did to this vehicle, and the other one's like, hey, there's dead people over here, man. And he's like, yeah, it's very unfortunate, sad state of affairs. And then he's like, but do you understand how these ants would have? And he's like, no, there's actual dead people, man. And he's like you
Right.
can tell he's just like super sciencey, and it's like he just speaks of like what you should say in a situation where there have people that have died, but there's no actual emotion or feeling towards it. And I
Yeah,
was like, this is,
especially
like,
when you're the one who
perfect.
fucking killed them.
Right.
True.
But I thought that scene was like actually pretty brilliant, and like it was like a little bit dark comedy there.
Yeah,
It
it was
But-
definitely dark comedy. That was one of my favorite
It
parts.
does have those elements of like super sci-fi though. It's like when the one scientist is talking about like how the only food that they have is like dehydrated stuff, and I'm like, fuck, what are you guys in fucking space?
Yeah.
Like, you got nothing there. Like, it's fucking
Right,
weird,
right.
man. It's so strange.
I just
Um,
liked all these like wicked shots of the ants when they're just like, oh, these like this is fucking weird. Ants are not.
Yeah, like the
supposed to
one
do
ant
that.
that you could had like the translucent back what is that? Thor, what is the back part of an ant
The
The
called?
thorax.
thorax.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that what it's called?
It had like the green liquid in it,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is real. Like there's certain ants where you can see like well, obviously it's real. These are all practical ants. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the scene where like they were destroying their towers in slow motion, and you're seeing like real
slow-mo.
ants getting exploded and seeing like the juices flying everywhere. It's like, yeah, if you're
No,
really
no ants were
sensitive to
harmed in the
animal
making of
violence,
this
do not
film.
watch this.
Do you think PETA would have an issue with ants?
100%.
Probably.
Yeah,
probably.
probably.
Yep. They don't make exceptions, man. They don't.
Oh, okay.
We'll have issues with anything they think will make them money.
But yeah, like the ants exploding and juices flying. That was really cool looking.
Yeah.
I just find the one scene that I thought was so ridiculous, like when the farmers were like making those trenches and they were filling up the trenches full of fuel, and their idea was to like fucking light that shit on fire. I'm like, dude,
A fucking
that was
fire
lot.
mode.
They literally had 12 barrels of fuel poured
Dude,
into
it
these
was
fucking
just like,
these
I'm like,
canals. I'm
dude,
like,
you're
holy
gonna-
fuck, dude, that's a lot of fucking fuel.
it
That
reminded
shit
me-
backfired so fast.
It
It
reminded
like,
me
what's
of
the
the
worst
scene where
idea ever?
It reminded me of the scene in Joe Dirt when he's like, let's shoot Roman candles at it. It's like a fucking nuke.
Right?
It's
That's
like a
exactly.
fucking nuclear explosion.
I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, this is not going to end well. Like, this is crazy. There's too much fuel, way too much fuel. But-
And that fuel burn up in like 10 seconds.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
God.
But that was a fucking ton of fuel, man.
It's like in a whole
Crazy.
trench
So
around the fucking
un-
town, bro.
It,
So
it was like
unhealthy.
12 drums.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
But
Yeah.
So can we talk about like the character Kendra? Like,
Who's that?
does she sacrifice herself at the end? Like, I'm trying to like figure her whole thing out.
I thought he saved her at the end.
No,
no.
not at all.
I thought we were
Like,
going to talk about the fact that she's British and her British accent kept coming out in the film. I kept hearing it, and I was like, I had to look it up. I'm like, is she British? And I looked her up, and she was, and like I could hear her accent every once in a while in the film. Like, fucking knew it. I fucking
Oh,
knew it. Why would they
yeah.
hire somebody that's supposed to be an Arizona native.
like a yokel.
why and a British guy, like it doesn't make any sense to me. Why not just hire someone else? Because I kept catching on to it. I was like, there's something wrong with our boys.
I like her though. She was also in like For the Apocalypse, but she was actually British in that movie, so it made sense.
Is that the same girl?
Yeah, she's one of the four.
Fuck,
she's the one that gets pregnant.
Dude, it's so fucked up. I was like, where the fuck do I know her from, man? I'm like, I never put it together. The fucking Fulci film. Crazy.
Gosh, and she's so beautiful too.
Dude,
I love that girl.
Yeah, she's a cutie. Yeah.
Yeah, like
but yeah, in this movie, she just
like
she just like goes out and then she just basically like I feel like she like sacrifices herself. She feels like she's responsible for all this stuff that happens, and then she just like willfully gives herself to the ants.
Yeah, I feel like
but it's not really like shown that way. It just there's like I don't know. I can't explain it. It doesn't really make much sense to me. She walks out and then it's almost like the scene just ends. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Sorry, I thought I heard something up there.
But yeah, Tyler, I don't know how you got the ending that you got out of that.
I thought he saved her at the end.
No, basically, like he finds her buried, but then when she comes out of the sand, she's basically part of the hive mind. Like she's being controlled by the ants.
I thought that was him saving her. I was like, this is kind of corny.
No, like that's the ultimate dread right there. Is that like there is no hope?
That's better.
Now humans are
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Basically, at the end they say they don't know what the plans of the ants are.
Yeah, because he loses all hope and he like goes with the Hubs guy's idea of just trying to destroy the queen at all costs because there's like they have no other option. And then that's when he finds the girl like in the sand. And then at that point is when he gives up and he says, now we're awaiting like further instructions because it's like, okay, now here we are. This is life now.
I guess it was dunks. I thought he was like, I was like, you fucking saved her. That's stupid.
He's like, let's just sit here and wait a little while.
Basically. Like this is dumb. I guess I like that better. I hate this movie though. I thought this movie was cool. Like I thought
it was cool. I mean, I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it in such a long time. But I think it's cool. It just is like it just feels like a movie that could have been like amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
There's one scene that kind of made me laugh. Like when they show like the time lapse scenes where like the ants are like decomposing a spider or a rat. Like the scene where like all the scientists are watching them decompose the rat and there's like serious like time lapse jumps because of course the shit takes fucking forever. In the context of the scene, they're watching it the entire time. So if you think about it, they watched it like a rat being eaten for like 72 hours. Right. They didn't even look away.
That's funny. Anything else?
So who's got what ratings?
I'll go first. I've always liked this. Okay, thanks. I've always liked this movie. It's unfortunate that like I feel like it could have been great, but it's decent and I'd say it's good, but like the stuff that's cool is really cool, but then it doesn't have enough to make it to like elevate it to that next level. The science, the sci-fi aspect of it is pretty cool. Like it's a decent idea. Like everything's really neat about it. It's just like you kind of want more out of the film. I'm gonna give it a 7.
All right, Tyler, what do you got?
7. I'm gonna give it a 6.
That's it? Just 6? Okay, Tony.
Yep.
So I appreciate this movie. I like what it does. I like how it's different from all the other like killer ant movies from like the 50s through the 70s. And like honestly, it's not a Tony movie. Like for me, I would rather have like the fucking movies like Empire of the Ants or The Food of the Gods or whatever. But I don't know.
Me too.
Like
Me too.
I love the visuals. I think the idea was realized. And the fact that we have like a weird, like surrealist Saul Bass killer ant movie, I don't know, it's fucking cool. Like I give it a 7. And yeah, like I'm with you, JP. Like it could have been a lot better. Like we could have had a little bit more stuff to like really digest on, and some of the themes in the movie really aren't fully realized. I don't think like some of them don't make sense.
I think this one for myself, man, is like at least a 7.5. Just given the cinematography, I think the idea is really fucking cool. I think to me, I talk about mood pieces a lot, and it's not anything to do with my name personally. I just like the term mood piece, but there's certain movies that I can watch when I'm in a certain mood. I think this, if I'm wanting to watch like a sci-fi, like, I mean, how many movies is there really like this? Like sci-fi, straight thinker, non-action. It doesn't really sound that appealing, but I think
it's the perfect movie to watch on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Just like
really, I like this.
It's got like, to me, it's got like a very, it's got that somber ending.
Tyler, shut up! You don't count. You watch 4-hour movies for fun.
This is fun.
Like I think if I'm in a
I watch those early in the morning usually.
Dude, that's the worst.
I wake up early and be like, I'm gonna watch a 4-hour movie.
There's something fucking wrong with you, man. There's something fucking wrong with you. That's crazy.
I wake up early. It's like late at night. It's like
pissed off.
I feel like if I'm in a shit mood, like it's weird because I like to watch like kind of like somber, shitty things when I'm in a shit mood. I don't know why. I'm one of those people where like if I'm in a shit mood, I'm gonna stay in a shit mood. It's weird. But it doesn't happen overly too much. So this is one of those films like, I mean, I've seen this film a few times because I've seen this film, growing up a couple times. But this is probably my favorite watch for it, just watching it from this type of perspective, kind of analyzing a little bit. I get what they're doing. But I it's one of those weird films that I think is really good. I don't recommend to people, to everybody, because I feel like it's one of those films most people are gonna be like bored as shit watching it. Just
Dave Z would hate this movie.
Just fucking bored. Like
he'd be
I don't want to
so
put
bored.
my
Carly
so
would
bored.
Be bored too.
But I think there's a lot going on here. I think there's a lot of good elements. It's just, again, I agree with you guys. It could be so much better. It really could be so much better. I think maybe just a little bit more put some type of action in there. But I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I think what they did with the ants and the cinematography is brilliant. The ideas there. The overall cinematography is fantastic in this film. It looks beautiful. And it's actually quite compelling how they shot this shit. Like, to not use stock footage and shoot it how they did is, you got to give them props for this. But again, it's one of those movies. It's not for everybody. It's not even for all of us at any given time. We can appreciate it, but it is what it is. It's a different type of sci-fi, kind of killer ant film. It's a tough one to classify.
I would say it's sci-fi first before killer animal film. You know what I mean? That's a good
killer ant. I said killer ant.
Right.
No, I was saying killer animal though.
Right.
Diabolica or Herencia Diabolica is also a killer ant movie.
Pretty much. Yep.
What do you say, Dan?
About this film? Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot of input because I don't really have any strong positive or negative reactions to it. I kind of put this in line with a lot of the 70s science fiction films. And one thing that I wanted to bring up, which I did during the review because I didn't have an opportunity, but I feel like a film like this with the 70s, that this is more science fiction than it is science fantasy, where like I look at like Star Wars as like science fantasy, like this, the Andromeda Strain, those kind of films. These are like science fiction. It's a dry film. I love the location, I love the interiors, the exteriors, but it's
a little boring.
Not great. I wouldn't even say boring. I just was disinterested. I truly don't mean this in a negative way, but 5.5 out of 10. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I was middle of the road.
I think it's one of those great examples of a film that like I think is really good, but it's pretty boring.
Yeah, like I wouldn't recommend this to people, but
no, I wouldn't either. And like it's weird because like I think it's a good movie personally, but I think it's actually kind of boring. Like it really is. So it's hard to explain like how our minds work when we look at these things, but I think there's just a lot of great ideas that I get. Get that.
So
yeah, the movie just lives and dies by the visuals, really. It's like if you can't buy into the cinematography, then you're gonna have the worst time of your life.
See, for me, that's one thing I always champ on 22 Shots is that like I'm a big visual person. Like I love visual cinematography, sound can go a long way for a film.
Yeah.
The narrative could be the worst thing in the fucking world.
It doesn't even need to have a narrative. Fuck it.
No, and I could just be like, it's visually captivating and sounds great, like soundtrack wise and stuff like that.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. The soundtrack, like the synthy soundtrack, was super drony and moody as well, and I really dug that.
Yeah, you know what? I actually have that written down because I was talking about like the tone, like how this movie totally revived, like just
it was
all about tone and mood.
Complimentary.
You're right.
To the cinematography.
Totally, they did a great job with that for sure. But again, it's a film you're not going to be like, hey guys, you want to come over and watch Phase 4? Have some fucking beers, watch Phase 4? Like,
I'm really happy happening. The fact that we have the 4K of this movie, like, is huge for me. Because, like, the olive blue, like, I watched it, like, whatever it was, like 10 years ago it came out. I was like, all right, this movie's kind of boring, whatever. And I just forgot about it. Right. But now, like, with this 4K, like, I truly appreciate like what it is and what they even tried to accomplish.
Yeah, when you get a really good transfer, bro, sometimes you're just like forced to be into the movie because you're just like looking at every single detail of every single scene. You're like, wow, this is impressive.
I've watched The Warriors so many fucking times in my life, and I woke up this morning before I had to go do my fucking 5-hour road trip today. I watched The Warriors when I got up this morning on 4K, and it was fucking that Arrow 4K is beautiful, man.
Yeah, I love
it. Damn, dude. And it was the theatrical version. Finally watched the theatrical version. It's fucking great.
I've never seen it. I've never seen
God, it was so fucking awesome to watch it, like not within the director's cut. Don't watch the director's cut.
Fuck. Yeah, I've never gotten to see it, not the director's cut. So like I was very excited.
It's funny because that's what Walter Hill wanted. He wanted that because he wanted the movie to be like a comic book, right?
Yeah, it looks so out of place.
So I get his vision, but it doesn't work visually. Like,
I don't have a problem with that as long as they provide both versions. If like he wants to do what he wants to do, like fine, but give me the original.
Well, that was the problem with the Warriors, is that every good version was the director's cut, right? We never got the theatrical, and also
we have both versions now. When when the director's cut is not the best version for some reason, just
the Criterion version would have been the director's cut.
Yeah,
it was.
I don't think it would have been, honestly.
No, it would have been.
No, it would have been. The director's vision, 100%.
Dan, what do you think?
100% would have been director's cut.
What do you
Criterion never put out? No, actually, they never did in Region 1. No.
I love the Warriors. I love Walter Hill. No comment. That's all I got to say.
Wow, you're a pussy.
He's a great man. I also love him.
Dude, Walter had a great run of films, man. Like right up into the early 90s.
Hard Times.
Oh my God,
who doesn't love Hard Time?
Well, he started with that, and then fucking like 48 hours. Come on, man. Like so many of his films are so
48
great,
hours. I mean, we just
like one movie I really appreciate that he did was The Long Riders, because it's like you have like all these outlaw real brothers, but that's literally the only time you'll ever get to see a film where these outlaw brothers are played by actual actor brothers. It's so cool.
Listen,
Extreme Prejudice, man. He actually did like 3 or 4. He did Geronimo, Wild Bill, like later on and stuff. Like, of course,
it's movie I really like by him.
Southern Comfort. We just did Southern Comfort on 22 Shots. Like, come on.
Something that never gets mentioned by him that I really like is
which one?
Extreme Prejudice.
I just said it. Yeah, it's a great.
Trespass.
Trespass.
Well,
I just watched that. Like
Bill Paxton, William Sadler, Ice-T, Ice Cube, fucking Trespass, bro.
Double the bill, double the ice.
Love that movie. So yeah, double the bill,
double the ice. That's a good one. That's awesome.
The only movie I've seen by him,
Ice Cube and Ice-T should have done more
movies together. That I don't like is the one with Wesley Snipes. I didn't like that one.
Oh, it was a Boiling Point?
Undisputed?
Yeah,
I love that. It's just like Prison Rocky. Like that's all it is Prison Rocky. The fucking bring it.
Trespass, like,
did he do Boiling Point? I thought he did Boiling Point. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. But
I just took a piss with my headphones in, and I hear you go, "No one talks about Extreme Prejudice." Literally 5 seconds earlier, Mood said, "Oh, Extreme Prejudice is good." I said it fucking for
like
him.
You realize
movies.
Tyler
Fuck.
has
I
too
didn't
many
hear 'em all.
white meatballs.
I know, I love that movie.
He said like 8 movies. I didn't hear them all.
Literally,
Yeah.
2 of us said that film. You're like, "No one talks about this film. It has like 10 Blu-rays. You fucking dumbass."
Tyler dropping facts that don't exist.
That's not
Fact,
true.
no one talks.
Meanwhile, you don't mention The Driver, which has
because
one
everyone
Blu-ray.
talks about
You're
that
like,
movie.
no
Everyone
one
likes that movie.
I actually just
Tyler,
got
I'm
the.
gonna
I
fucking
ordered
molest
the.
you.
Everyone
you-
likes that movie. What are you talking about?
I
That
just
movie's
picked up
like
that Blu-ray
hot.
actually.
I picked up that 4K of that. That was pretty clean.
I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
I like better than Drive.
No, I
That's a
love
bad
Drive.
opinion. You should be
I
shot for it.
actually love Drive. It's fucking good.
I
man.
Drive
think
is
Drive-
much better than Driver.
I think Drive's a little overrated, to be honest.
No,
about
I don't
Drive
think it's.
with,
I think it's great, man.
What about Drive with Mark Dacascos and Brittany Murphy from like '97?
I was
Ooh,
How do
waiting
you
to
guys
say
feel
it.
about that
great.
one?
Dude, that movie's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, that's a great fucking
I
movie.
love that movie. I love that movie, man. Fuck, rest in
Right,
peace.
right.
What
Rest in
about
peace to Brittany.
Supernova?
Oh,
Super-
Supernova! I've watched that movie like 3
Supernova
times.
is actually terrible, but
Yeah, it
whatever.
is. But I've somehow
we-
watched it like 3 times.
Can we actually count that as a Walter Hill movie?
Isn't
Like,
it-
It's an Alan Smithy film.
it's an Alan
Yeah.
Smithy. Like, it's
Right.
literally
Announced
like
it.
nobody can claim.
yeah,
this
we know the
piece of
story
shit
with that. He
movie.
took his name off that shit because it was so bad.
Didn't,
Well, because
like,
he never
Fran-
got. They fucked
Didn't
around
it-
with the editing.
Didn't Francis Ford Coppola like try to edit something together that wasn't like incoherent?
That movie was in like 20 different hands. Like, it is literally the most like.
Man,
I feel like
I-
nothing was gonna make that movie good. I'm not even.
I have that
not just for
movie on
Coppola.
Blu-ray. I've watched it like 3 times for some reason.
No, I'm sure there's a good cut somewhere, but
I forgot that.
yeah,
was him.
Coppola was brought in for the editing.
yeah.
Really, all that matters with that movie is that there's some hot sex scenes with James Spader and Robin Tunney. So
And horny. Just
thumbs
talking
up
about
and
this.
thumbs up in my book.
Yeah.
Boners up, boys.
So, what are we doing next month?
I don't know. What are we doing next month? Actually,
So,
Well,
the featured review
Sorry.
will be this film, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors.
you already got that shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Must
baby.
be nice.
Oh, it must be
film.
nice to be rich subscribers. I can't.
Yeah,
I
pays
don't.
me a sub,
broke.
baby.
I don't have a dime, so I can't fucking.
Tyler's film will be Singapore Sling.
Hmm.
And then Moodz did an Audible, and his film is going to be Maya.
Yes, Maya.
And my film is going to be Spectres, which is the opposite of Maya. And then Tony, what are you doing?
The Last Slumber Party, baby.
There you go.
The
movie
fact that we have
everybody
that on Blu-ray,
loves to throw into the fucking SOV canon, even though it's
not
almost
SUV.
always shot on 16, but there's a couple SOV inserts, so I guess that counts. But very stoked about.
Do they
that.
talk about that? I wonder if they talk about that, like why it was like that. Like, why would you shoot the shit on film and then have a couple of fucking inserts of?
Ran out of film.
Well, I will let you know there
Could
is
be.
a commentary on this disc, and I will watch it.
What
Man,
about
I
you?
can't
Dan?
wait to
You
rewatch that
bringing back
film.
another porn?
I mean, if you guys, the thing is that the next title that they released is another film that I'm like really hot on. If you don't want me on the show, that's fine. I'm not be offended. But if not, I'd love to talk about Blind Ambition, which is coming to 4K, which is like one of my like most awaited titles.
Okay, Dan. I will. We'll put it this way: if we can see you on camera, then we can fucking have you on.
Moods for you, I'll make a deal. I'll be on camera and I'll show my penis if I can talk about Blind Ambition. How about that?
So we're all winning here. Like, we're all winning.
Instead of
amazing.
face reveal, you're just gonna open your robe.
As he's standing in front
Yeah,
of his
camera is a
completely
must for
naked
now
right now.
on, Daniel.
This is a last second thing. I understand. Not my finest hour. Listen, if you
Can we
guys
talk about this because it was
if you
actually
guys-
broken, right? It was actually broken.
It's
Yeah.
broken. If you guys
Broken.
listen to my my top 5 favorite like boutique Blu-ray video on YouTube, my audio was so fucked up and I had no idea what I was doing. But anyways, I have no idea how this shit works. either way, if you have me on next month to talk about this film, great. If not, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna be offended. It's fine. But either way, I'm here. So
Sounds good, bro.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I mean, I'm down with some more porn talk, even though I can't really chime in the conversation because generally I don't really watch a lot of porn.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, porn.
Well, I watch
is
porn for 30
important
seconds is what I do.
In the world of Vinegar Syndrome, porn is like a very important aspect.
It's how they started.
All right. And I'll be honest,
I do have some porn from Vinegar Syndrome because when they used to buy the monthly packages, they used to incorporate the porn. So I actually have a few of them.
Ooh,
I never
I didn't know
I have
that.
a bunch still
Days.
sealed.
I feel like Melusine is a pretty big deal because, like, before that, they kind of just like left porn on the back burner. Like, they really weren't putting much out. But now it's like
one of the
seeming
things
like we're getting like a couple a month.
Yeah.
One of the things I really want to say about what Melusine is doing is that their release schedule is kind of like sparse here and there of sort of like, you know, a couple titles here and there, but the titles they're releasing are really good. Like, they put out like just really, really terrific titles like Deep Inside and Sprinkle and Joy and Roommates are talking about now, and just like, you know, got Blind Ambition next month. So like, I mean, I don't want to interrupt you guys' just like horror show if you get to do your thing, but I'm saying like there's a lot of really good titles here that I'd love to like
we
bring
don't
people's
do
attention
just
to, like, you know.
horror.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking
I did a
about
Western,
Hungarian
bro.
animation
Speaking of
movies
that,
and westerns.
does anybody also want to talk about Going South next month? So I
I
bought
will.
that anyway.
I'll talk about it.
Hell
What
yeah.
was the
Oh, you bounced.
Dan,
I
what
bought it anyway.
Dan,
got
what
it
was the
too.
release that Vinegar Syndrome put out? I can't think of it. What had that? It had the hidden last house on Dead End Street was hidden in that I think it was a Roger Watkins double feature. It was
Corruption.
You're correct.
right. So
That film was Corruption, which
okay,
I'm
so
actually looking at my poster on the wall right here.
okay, so I actually
You can't see it, but
I actually really like that you know that film, that porn film. But so the Easter egg in there is Last House on Dead End Street. And I always
think I've seen
wondered,
Corruption.
so I got one of the versions that actually had it because some of the releases didn't have the Easter egg on there.
Ooh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, so like that was the way they released because you didn't know if you were getting it or not. So I remember I ordered it right away. No, I actually, and it took me for fucking ever to find the Easter egg. Like I searched around.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it took me
Right.
forever. And I was like, oh my god, I got one because
Right.
yeah, everybody wants Last House and Dead. So why did Vinegar Syndrome never release Last House and Dead?
I know the reason. I don't know if I'm allowed to say on air because I've back in 2016 or 17, I talked to a couple of guys from Vinegar Syndrome because Tyler and I were close to Bridgeport, Connecticut, so we're close to their quote unquote headquarters. And I mentioned the same thing. I'm like, why is it not on Blu-ray? I don't know if they're allowed to say it or not. It's an elements issue. Some elements are
Okay, well,
gone,
just tell us
some are available, but
show.
I'll tell you off mic. Okay, how about that? But
Yeah.
my point is that like Roger, no, it's not even in trouble. I just don't know what they want and what they don't, you know. But either way, you know, Roger Watkins is such a wonderful filmmaker. You know, her name is Lisa. Corruption, these great films, and yeah, no, like I said, really, I don't want to, you know, divulge.
Yeah.
Either way,
Dude, you are wonderful, Dan. That you're wonderful, Dan. That's it.
Moodz. I gotta
wonderful
say,
Dan.
man,
You're the nicest
Moodz.
guy I've ever met. Like the guy, like I've never heard.
You're the only
anyone say-
person who's ever said that.
It's crazy.
that's very true. I gotta say, you know, many podcasts have come and gone. Many have done like 5 episodes of that, or you know, come and gone, whatever. The fact that you and JP are still doing this after over a
10.
decade, and the fact that you're
Yep.
still, you know, having guys like Tony and Tyler on, who I love those guys. I agree, disagree with them, but I still talk to them. I mean, you guys have built an empire that you don't even realize. Like, it's ridiculous. And thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. And that's all I got. You know,
That was
I mean,
wonderful,
you guys are great.
Dan.
That was wonderful. But I mean, to be honest, man, me and JP get along so well. And I mean, the reason why 22 Shots has lasted so long and we've always had a revolving third host is because we fucking get along.
Yep.
Right. We've never had any issues, but we love having other people on and stuff. And you know, just like this shit, Dan, come back, talk some porn. Good shit.
I'd love to, Moodz. Yeah. I mean, I see that. I see all those things behind you, and I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking about. With like, he's addicted to what he knows, what he likes. And I'm like, God bless you, man. You're an enthusiast. I respect that. as we all do, and that's all I got to say. But anyways, thank you for having me on. Do your outro. I don't really care. I'm here. Thank you.
I mean, that's gonna be it, man. That's the SYN Bin volume or episode 3.
Yep.
Thank you, Dan, once again for coming on. You were definitely fucking wonderful.
Thank you.
That's it, man. So
You're a gentleman.
Next month will be episode 4. We talk about what we're doing. So hope to see you guys then. Deuces.
Peace.